Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm so glad I don't have a lot of free time. Where is my, you know what? I think I might have some wine tonight. 'Cause I'm making steak on the grill. Oh my goodness. I can't wait till Friday to get myself a little massage. Mm-mm-mm. Whew. Oh. Hey D. Hey Sharon. Hey Cynthia. Hey Lisa. I'm doing all right, child. Doing all right. Hey Dee Dee. Doing all right. I'm not understanding the logic, but I'm doing all right. Some things people just gotta make it make sense to me. Hey Simone, what's up, baby? Sometimes people gotta just make things make sense. Cause you know what makes sense to me? If I don't support a cause, if I don't like a party, one thing I'm not do is going to engage in any way whatsoever. Just not gonna do it. So if you have a distaste for my content, please know that you have, I wish I knew how to show it. If I can share the clicks and the revenue that you are generating solely on hate, see, because love will trump hate every single time, honey. So if you truly, truly have a distaste, why would you promote a party? Because that's what this is ultimately. This is promotion. You are promoting my video, you are promoting my channel, and you are generating more revenue for the video that you have a distaste for. So please make that make sense. With your screen records and your share, first of all, that's, won't even get into copyright, but it is what it is. But you're literally generating revenue for this. Hey, Ramona. Welcome, baby. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. Because that's what it is. Hey, Aries. And thank you, Sharon. That's what I'm like. You know what? Y'all need to make this make sense for me. You are literally promoting this video that you state that you hate and literally just generating revenue for me. Granted, it's not a lot. I don't do anything with it. Y'all know YouTube takes a bulk of your money anyway. So but even still, you're generating revenue for a creator that you have a distaste for. Make that make sense. What's up, D? Yeah, Lakeith, that's what I'm like. I don't understand that. If I don't support a creator, if I don't support a store or whatever the case may be, you will not see me patronizing it in any way whatsoever. That includes likes, comments. When it comes to social media, I don't engage with certain creators that I don't necessarily, like, or I don't like their views. You won't see me comment it. You won't see me sharing, posting, not a damn thing, because why would I benefit them? Hey, Alicia, a new subscriber. Thank you, baby. So that's what I don't understand, why people, when you're doing that, you're literally just promoting for the other party. And that's what I think a lot of people need to understand, and get through their head. Why would you're only shedding light on something that you hate that's going to cause more and more people to go and get a gander for themselves, because that's how social media works. They don't want to hear what you said or what you shared about it. Now they're going to go to the original, which benefits the platform. And the same with, if we're talking about the little truths, for those that have a strong distaste for Robert, and you have to go to his comments and say something and do something or share what he said, you are doing nothing more than generating revenue for this party that you have a distaste for. So please make that make sense. When you truly don't want to engage, you don't make them benefit financially. Thanks, Charlotte. I'm actually, I'm getting better. It's just taking a little bit. It has taken a little bit. Thank you, Sharon. Somebody gets it. Lisa, I didn't know that she was over there talking about the siblings. Hey, Demetric, what's up, cutie? I did not know. Seriously, Key, and that's another thing. I tell y'all so much. I hate one thing. If you're gonna quote me correctly. If you don't quote me correctly, I have an issue with that. A major issue with that. A legal issue with that. One second, I'm still. Sorry, y'all. Um, exactly. Do you get it? Not doing that. I'm not sharing. I'm not engaging or anything. So for these people, you have the strong distaste for people by sharing their content is only going to make people go to their page and their platforms, and you're literally generating revenue for them, just like you're doing it for me with this video that has everybody's panties in a bunch. Hold on, y'all. I'm here. One second. Multitask. Sorry, y'all. That just doesn't make sense to me, but I guess I'm too rational. They mentioned going live tonight. Who's going live tonight? Why would see? And you know what? If he's, how does anyone know? I don't even know if he's lying. One thing I don't do. First of all, I don't defend a soul. That's just I don't. You got to be related to me or my child or something. Um, I share my opinion. And just like I had, if you guys follow me on my community board, I've been trying to get the details of when we can finalize this interview with a Atlanta housewife. That's been ongoing for about a month now. And I still have my BMF interview that I gave a snippet of a month ago. Like that's, something that I do and have done. It's literally just not because Kevin Wesley popped up. So, people really need to do their research prior to. Black magic, that and see that's so crazy. Hey Rebecca, how can you kind of mock other parties for going live talking about a situation for hours if you do the same? One thing I see that's different, they spend their time like actually defending a party. I don't do that. I discuss the situation in its entirety. I'm not defending Robert nor his wife because they're grown fucking people. They need to do that themselves. But I am going to talk about it and share my opinion on situations. But sitting around defending people that I don't know, that's crazy. That's crazy. How the hell, what I look like defending that damn man? He couldn't pick me. He don't know me. Would he do? Would he defend me? Would she defend me? You know what I'm saying? So what I look like going up to bat for somebody that ain't I don't even know that's not gonna do it for me. That's why I just talk about it. See, look here, and that just shows that that's just an ugly family situation. That's a ugly. That's a ugly family situation. Yeah, black magic. No, I can't speak for anybody else. That's why I get so angry with people. If you notice, any of us, all of the ladies, the queens, the women, we're very opinionated, and everyone has their own, style or opinion or the way that they do things. So to box everybody in a same category is just crazy to me. Like everyone literally has a different spin on things or a different outlook on things. That's why everybody, caters to, they might want to catch this person's live one day because they like their style. So um, I'll never be boxed in a category. I am who the fuck I am. And I refuse to be labeled. I'm just not doing that. Thanks, Jen. Like I'm not don't box me in any category. Any category. Certain people just aren't it's not worth mentioning their name. Certain people I just would never have a conversation with. You have to have a certain I just refuse to engage, especially if somebody is not on my level. They're not mature enough mentally, emotionally. Like I'm just that's wasting time because what happens is when you arguing with a fool, people are going to question who's the damn fool. You know what I'm saying? So it's no point. I'm not doing that. It's no point. It's no point. Thanks, Black Magic. Not sitting here calling people and doing this and report this and post that and Let me call her this name. Why? That's I'm telling y'all. I don't think you understand it. That sounds so crazy to me. That is retarded. That is the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. First of all, I don't have the time, in a day to really go about that and be doing, oh, let me do this. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do today? Today I'm gonna go and I'm gonna report this. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Please, I could be going to TJ Maxx looking at their clearance and getting some of them candles that be $20, but they marked them down to like 8 or 7. I ain't doing all that. Not doing that. Catch me in TJ Maxx. That's crazy. Sit around defending somebody. Who's doing that? Mm-mm. Not doing that. And thanks, Alicia. Especially when I'm vocal on, any side if I feel like it. If I knew Robert, I would tell him to his face. He damn sure had a few jackass moments where I said, now, why would he do that? And his wife certainly had several jackass moments where I said, now, why would she do that? I'm not defending no goddamn body. These people are nuts. Just nuts. Nuts. Hey, Miss Lynn. Yeah, like I've sat and observed a few things where I'm like, oh God, why? Why? Sorry, y'all. Oh, absolutely, Lakeith. I think so. And that's not a bad thing. I said it before. I think, therapy would be really beneficial to him just as a human being. First of all, anybody that lost a mother, that takes a major toll on you, especially if you lose them at a young age, so you always grow up looking for like a mother figure in someone. And then having to go through cancer, having failed marriages, like that's something. But in our community, a lot of times we people label counseling as like, oh, you're crazy or that's weak, but no, it really is there to help us. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't even need to be discussed. It can make you a better person, and I don't think that's a horrible thing at all, especially when you've gone through hell. Exactly, Black Magic. That has, really been my focus. Like when I sit back and think about it, it's like, damn, kids are involved in this. And then, kids are at the age where they can see certain things and online, and it's just not good. It's just not good. It's not good on a lot of halves. I remember live when this was months ago, I guess when it started happening, and his wife was like screaming on the floor, crying in front of the camera. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, one, I hope the kids aren't there. Two, somebody come get her, like a friend or something. Like this is not okay. And my first thought was like, I hope our kids aren't seeing this. And that doesn't make me a horrible person for speaking of that, because who kids shouldn't see that. Like, come on, man. That's just being an adult of a situation. We don't want our kids to see us broken. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Tonya. And Black Magic, that's what I was thinking. Like, I don't know their school setup, but like knowing or seeing pictures, they're obviously of age and in school. I'm like, oh gosh, what if the kids, go to school and people talk about this situation? It's just horrible. And that's why, I feel bad how kids are involved, especially I can tell if they were newborns, then they wouldn't see. But this is a situation where, the children and their friends can actually see, mommy or mommy's ex-husband, and they can see these things, and friends could draw their own conclusions or say things. And that's why I feel horrible when I speak of like, damn, kids are involved. And I don't think anybody, understands that. Just like with, her diehard fans, the things that you say about him, like, okay, it's hurtful, yeah, but he has a daughter too. So like you don't respect his child enough to not do that to where, she's gonna grow up and see it. It's just like, come on. It's kids. Hey Angie. It's kids, man. I do see an arrogance, Lakia. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I certainly see an arrogance, Um, and that's just how some people are. Kids can be really cruel, Lisa. They can be extremely cruel. Hey, Lisa, extremely cruel. There's certainly an arrogance. And we all know what happens with that. There's situations in which you will be humbled tremendously, when you conduct yourself in a certain matter. But, what that person don't, what that person eat, y'all know how the saying go. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know the saying go. And I don't know why the jealousy word is thrown out so much, and I've stressed this numerous times. First of all, I think that human beings are beautiful and we all have our own special gifts and talents and things of that nature. And I also don't view beauty as physical appearance. Now, that's just my beliefs and my personal opinion. Beautiful to me is how you treat others, your heart, your soul, spirit, things of that nature. But in all fairness, who would want to be the center of this type of controversy? This is nothing to, look up to. This is nothing that anyone would be jealous of. This is actually a very horrible situation. And I don't know anybody that would want that for themselves. Who would want that? Who would want to see this on social media every day, have numerous content creators talking about you? Like, who the fuck wants that life? So that's not a jealousy. If anything, it's like, damn, sucks to be you. But jealousy, no, it's a very horrible and sad damn situation. Who wants to put themselves in that person's footsteps? For the life of me, I don't want to be in her shoes. I don't want to be in his shoes. I don't want to be in nobody in that damn family shoes, because the situation is fucked up. No one is jealous of that. Who would want that for their life? And that's why, if anything, it's like, damn, I really hope it does work out for y'all, because this is horrible. Like, do y'all know how horrible this is and looks? So no, there is nothing, that's not something to envy. That's something, if anything, to feel really like, remorse or sorrow even, because no, that's not a good situation at all. And that's just my damn opinion. Right, Miss Doris, it's messed up. Who wakes up and says, "Oh my goodness, I wish I was in the middle of all this controversy"? That's horrible. Or who wants to be at odds? I don't know anyone, for the most part, unless it's someone that really had a situation. But like I said in the live, I think the live with Kevin, I have a friend who has one arm, due to a really, really violent situation. And just to see the empathy she has for this man that took something for her is really admirable. She is going to interview with me when she's ready. We spoke about it and she wants to share her story, so I'm not going to rush her, but she's so inspiring, it's not even funny. But this is someone that she doesn't have remorse, she doesn't hate this person. She actually sent him a prayer. I said, "Wow, girl, you are amazing." She sent him a prayer in jail. She sent him a prayer and told him that he needs to, say that prayer, weekly, to hope that, his God will forgive him. I said, "Wow, you are a strong woman." So I don't know anyone that just wants to be at odds with your husband or your baby daddy, especially when I know a woman that, like I said, literally prayed for her abuser. I'm not on her level just yet, but I respect it. Hmm. Very sickening, Jim. Very sickening. Indeed. I agree, Doris. You know what, look, I think so. I think so. And nothing, man, I promise you. Like losing my mother was one thing, but man, I watched my grandmother take her last breath in the hospital. They called us and told us that we needed to get there, and we had to. She was in Delaware, and we were in New York, so that's like about a 3-hour drive. And she held on. She gave us maybe 15 minutes for us to all tell her, that we loved her. We were able to hold her hand. She was trying to speak but was unable to. A tear came out of her eye and she took one big breath of air and she was gone. And it was one of the most beautiful yet heartbreaking moments of my life. It was so beautiful to be able to be there and be able to tell someone that you love so much, thank you. But it was just heartbreaking because my grandmother. So I said that to say, Lakeith, them grandmothers are the backbone. They really are. Hey, Black Panther. I got some rest. I got some rest, Demetric. I really did. I really did. And grandmoms don't get enough. Grandmas aren't I'm talking about the big mamas. I had a grandma. She, would get switches and everybody used to come to her house for food and you know, my grandmother was a trip. I remember one day she ain't want us nobody using the phone. This was back in the day when they had cordless phone. Child, she wrapped that phone up and took it to church. I said, Nana, why you unplugged the whole phone and took the whole damn phone to church? Couldn't nobody make a phone call, child. Nana took the phone. Yeah, Chantel, I had to. Trust me, I regurgitated after it was over, and my hands were shaking, and I put on a face, because I didn't want to punk out in front of my brothers and sisters. But honey, I was dreading it. That 3 hours seemed like 15, and like I just knew it. Um, but I'm glad I got to say thank you. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I got to say thank you. I'm glad I got this. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget that moment. I always wish she was able to, speak after the stroke. It was really hard and, health just declined. But I wonder what she was trying to say, but it wasn't needed. She got to hear me say thank you and how much I love her. Oh, Miss Sexy Ray, you're in my prayers, baby. You in my prayers. I know that feeling, honey. I know it. You in my prayers, mama. I promise. Who was slow and ignorant? Lisa? What I miss? Hey, Ma. What's up, baby? I'm doing better today. I really am. I knew that little white flag wasn't going to wave for long. Fix it, fix it, fix it. Oh, black. That's what you're talking about. Yes, Miss Doris, grandmas are such a blessing. Man, some of the best food you ever had in your life. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Oh, wow. She had her page strike. I mean, unfortunately, that's the risk and gamble people take. Unless you alter the video, in some way, it can't be in its original format, so to say. You have to alter it, but yeah, thanks, Mom. And that's not, my business, to get into, but Trust me, just like y'all be from the outside looking in, I be wondering like, well, damn, what happened? What happened there? But you know, every family got they shit. But that's like that's a situation, you know. When you don't rock with a sibling, like something, it's a reason for it. You know, will we ever know the real reason? More than likely, probably not. But that's one of the things I've seen with this situation. Like, well, wait a minute, don't deal with the sister. Nope. What's going on here? What happened? Obviously, it's something major. You know, it has to be. It has to be. I know, Lakeith, right? Like, I would. That's ugh. Especially because, like I said, it's just I've taken so many L's and seen, you know, literally seen somebody at, you know, at 3 o'clock and they was gone at 4 o'clock, you know. So when I see and hear situations like that, it's like, damn, I really would. It would be amazing if they could fix it, but I don't know. And if I'm not mistaken, not to misquote him, you know, but I think Kevin was kind of in his interview. I think he wasn't even open and just was like, you know, no, would never. So it just seems like that might be a done deal there when it comes to that situation. Exactly, Rebecca. Wouldn't nobody defend me? So what the hell I'm defending you for? Now I will talk about it, but actually like defending? That's crazy to me. Did she really black? See, I gotta catch up, you know, because that's one part of the story that I never really tuned into or even looked into to figure out why. It just always struck me as like, wow, that's a major situation, you know, if you're not dealing with the sibling, you know, like I know it has to be a major, major reason for that fallout, you know. Sorry, Rebecca, you have my sympathy. Yeah, Sharon, they might like everybody might have their own individual, you know what I'm saying? Sweet mom. Everybody might have their own, you know, individual reasonings as into why they don't, you know, communicate with her, but it has to be something major, you know. It has to be. But you know, I'm probably gonna piss y'all off because I'm gonna say it again. I'll still wave my pom poms a piece, you know, and maybe one day, that situation can be healed. I doubt it, but it'll be nice, you know. It'll be nice, but I highly doubt it. It seems like that's just a done deal. But you will it will sting, you know, God forbid, you know, for those who've lost siblings, you know that pain hurts too. I know it all too well. You know, it probably would sting if one of them were to leave this earth and they not like resolve that, you know? You know, I dropped the link in case you want to chat because you're always invited. Yeah, you know what, Sarah? That's why I said it's something. Thanks, sweet mom. It's something major, you know, and probably really, really hurtful. You know what, Lakeith? I really didn't think of that. You might it might be some truth to that. I can see that. Like one of those situations that kind of like brewed over the years. Now I can see that. Like I can see that. I can share those views with you. Absolutely. I can see that. Thank you. Oh, Jen, you can hear it. My bad, Jen. My bad, Jen. My bad. There
Hi,
she goes.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you so much for asking. And thanks for letting me come up. I figured
Always.
it'd be easier just to like talk instead of chat
Exactly right.
and type. But thank you to everyone that every time you come into a chat and people greet you and you wish you could say hello to everybody. Specifically, it's not very easy. So thank you to everyone that was saying hello and for the green hearts. I'm sorry you lost your mom. I did not know that. I came in and I was like, what's going on here?
Oh wow, yeah, I was 9. Yeah, I was 9, and then grandma at, I want to say like 25, but yeah, I was 9, and it was breast cancer. So yeah,
Do you, my condolences to you. That's like the worst thing to lose a mom,
yes, it
really.
is. Yes, it
Um,
is.
do you ever check yourself to make sure you're okay? That it's
I
not,
Yeah, because it does, it runs in the family, and cancer is one of those, genes that's hereditary. And I had to, because it was my mother, like if it comes from a parent as opposed to like a aunt, you can start getting them early. So I had to start at 19, because it was my mother. So yes, I had to start relatively early. Yes,
yeah, it's very scary. People don't
it is.
realize how serious it is. The big C word, when I tell you a lot of our family members many people that are in your chat right now have probably lost their family to that C word. So take it seriously, guys. Check yourselves. You never know. And I'm over here telling everybody to check themselves. I need to do the same. Hey, Laki, I think I said your name right. Can you still hear me, sister?
I'm so sorry. Let's talk to my little one. You can put
Oh
it in
no,
your
no
hearing
problem.
box.
I was just making sure that I was still on. But I I happened to tune into somebody's live earlier, and I was so disgusted. I had to click off.
Why did you even do it to yourself, girl? I don't even do it. Don't even do it.
You know, I don't know why I did it. Out of curiosity, I wanted to know how can someone that came out and said that they wanted to be positive and they were going to do this and that, and they were going to be better than us. Why would they do this? And then I saw the sister went on to do an interview, and I had to click off. It was
Oh,
absolutely
really?
disgusting. Yeah, the older sister went on and she was speaking, and I was disgusted. Disgusted. I think she's jealous of Robert, Kevin, and Latoya. If you go listen to it, I think there's a jealousy there.
Hey, Tamara, what was she saying? Like, did she share any details as into why they're like, or
She
was she
did share
angry
some
or?
details, but the thing is, when I can't tolerate listening to a person that's a liar, it's hard for me to really pay attention. Like Sierra, I was listening to her live yesterday where she was talking about Retta, and it was hard for me to pay attention because when I know somebody's, not an honest person or not a good person, I just tune them out. But it seemed like she was trying to tell their business. Um, Seems like she tried to speak on Kevin's business as well. Is there anybody in the chat that actually sat through it and listened? Because I hear that they're still live.
Oh, wow, this has been
Yeah,
like an all day thing.
yeah, she's still on there. Somebody just messaged me and told me that they're still on there, and I say, you know what, I can't listen to it. I just can't. Something in my spirit just doesn't feel right.
I wonder if Kevin knew that his impromptu interview would do this.
Honestly, I don't think he did. I think he just wanted to vent because people don't realize how much it affects him. If we're affected by it, we're complete strangers. How do you think the brother would feel or the sister? So it's
Yeah.
like I think he just wanted to vent, and he did it with you because you have like this very calming, welcoming energy spirit about you. He just probably just wanted to have a conversation just to clear the air about things that a lot of people didn't know, and it just backfired. But honestly, I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't.
Because it was so shocking. Because he literally, because I had to, it made me go look at his Facebook page a little bit, and I was like, wow, he hasn't spoken in quite some time. One on the page, just but he explained that was like being demonetized, but like I was trying to find like when was the last time that he spoke of this situation, and I got tired of looking. So like he hasn't spoken on it in quite some time.
Yeah, he legitimately lost. And I'm not trying to blame this on, fully blame it on this situation, but he literally lost everything because of this. Like they wouldn't have went this far if he hadn't had said anything to defend his brother. And you see how they try to hurt people. They're trying to hurt your pockets. They call your jobs. They're like, you know what? Let me see how I could hurt Kevin. I'm going to contact everybody that he makes videos about just to let them know he's using their content. That is really low. And I don't know if you listened to the last message I sent you. I'm going to tell every single person the same thing that have, you know, felt like they were being attacked, to do the same, because it has to stop. This has to stop. Our opinion can't be that. Listen, how can someone that constantly says they are unbothered, they do not care about our opinion, if they are so unbothered, why has it gone this far to cause people to lose their jobs? It doesn't make sense. I mean, there are many people that talk bad about people online. Are you going to shut everybody down for having an opinion that doesn't like you?
Right. And that's what I was saying in the beginning of the live too. Like, make that make sense. It doesn't. Or even with, it being a strong distaste for my impromptu interview with Kevin, by you talking about it and sending it to it, like I'm seeing my views and my revenue increase from that. So if you genuinely have a distaste for something, don't patronize it. Kind of like if you go to a restaurant, that they're discriminatory or the food is nasty, why would you continue to service them or even talk about it? Because that's just going to pique the interest of so many other people. So the logic, I just don't understand. And Gloria, if that person really did make a comment saying that Kevin's son is gay, that is so disgusting to me because as a mother, you would never want your child to be spoken on. And I've always been very vocal when it comes to that kids should be off limits. Even Brianna's kids. Leave the kids alone.
Yeah, I
It's just
totally agree.
crazy to me.
It, I noticed that the children are a target when it comes to um, her. I'm going to have to say they're like a cult. Like they have attacked my son multiple times. I had to block a lot of people. People telling me my son is useless. He'll never be able to have children. That he's a retard. Like I get all that, and it hurt really bad to a point where I just didn't want to come back online to ever show my son again, or because sometimes I do carry him on camera, and there are people that actually do care about Amir, so I share him. But when they started doing that, I just said to myself, if they would go this low to talk about an innocent child, these people are sick. They're sick. And the things that are being said
Wait,
about her
wait, one
children,
second. One second. Angela, who was very respectful and she wasn't on no team. Can you clarify who you were talking about? Now go ahead.
oh yeah, no, when when Brianna's children are mentioned, it's never in a bad way. It's always she didn't hug the children, or she doesn't show them enough affection, or she shows favoritism. Like, oh, she does not check their social media because there's an inappropriate video of Amora and Lauren kissing on the lips for a second. I don't have you ever seen that one?
No. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Angela, you know what, Angela? I want to hear from you. First of all, I need to know if you watched the live with Kevin. And if you did, I want to know your thoughts on that in 5 minutes from someone that's on the opposing side. 5 minutes only. But anyway, go ahead.
No, my point was just this. When the children are mentioned, it's mainly to just point out, it's wrong to do this stuff in front of the children. It's wrong to grope in front of them and or kiss and stuff like that. It's wrong for Brianna to insinuate that her son is possibly gay or her son was doing nasty stuff under the sheets. Like, why do we need to know that? She legitimately embarrasses her children, well, her son in particular, and then she comes on and says her kids are getting bullied because of us, when in actuality, you, the mother, are the one embarrassing them, and you're the one with the platform that reaches more people. So, how are they getting bullied? Maybe because they
Seriously.
see what's happening on your end.
Yeah, I dropped the link. And guess what? I saw that video and I was disgusted. And guess what? I would have been disgusted if LaTruth would have said it because that was just something I would not do. You know what I'm saying? So people when they see certain things, it's like, no, this is not an attack on this person, it's an attack on the actual act, because that's not something I would want any parent to reveal to the world about their child, regardless of who it is. It's just certain things I can't agree with.
Yeah, that's a violation.
Yeah, but no, I was saying,
Hey,
hey
Retta.
y'all,
Hey, Retta.
Hey, boo.
how y'all
Angela, I
doing?
didn't get your answer, Angela. Did you watch the live? Hey, Black Magic. I don't think I did. Hold on. Let me. What token, baby?
You still there?
Okay, good. No, Black Magic, I'll trust. And yeah, Bridget, I'm going to. And Angela is not letting me add you, so I'm gonna drop you down and then come back in and do it again.
You already know Angela on Bree's side. I done had her on my panel. Jaffe had her on his panel. She be talking nonsense.
Angela is just going to come up here and do the same thing that Amora does. The best.
Exactly. Because
Gaslight.
Thank
everybody be thinking
you.
she a
Yes,
mom.
I did, Black Magic. Thank you so much. You're a sweetheart.
Gaslight.
Yes, I did receive it. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you so much. That's so nice for somebody to take time out of your day to do that. It really is.
Retta, did you watch it?
Watch what, boo?
Um, Dawn and Amora, I guess, on their live.
No, I didn't see any lives with Amora. Or
They're
you
on.
Dawn,
They're on right now still.
is that La Truth sister?
Yes,
Oh no, I ain't see it. Who's live? Is it Amora live or the sister?
Amora.
Mm.
She's apparently still live now. I had to tune out because I couldn't listen to it.
What they were saying?
All right,
Ba-
Angela.
Basically, the regular saying that we are,
Bullies and all that.
yeah, and liars. And honestly, I can't remember what Dawn was saying. I just feel like she's jealous of her siblings.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, certain people is just not even worth addressing. Like I refuse to address that lady or even, I wouldn't even entertain, a party like that. It's no point, nor speak of them. But I thank her for mentioning me and advertising
Mhm.
my channel and
Mhm.
platform. I gained new
Mhm.
subscribers, as a result. So thank you.
Same thing I said. Thank you, Sierra. I definitely just made a video and posted it. I ain't get crazy on her, but I had to let her know. Like, you out here talk about you was abused and shit. Be honest, and I don't listen. I don't condone violence against women, men, kids, none of that. But she should have got fucking abused after she was screwing in his house. Got caught with the next man in his house after he let her stay in there with his kid, with her kid, and you bringing other, and you was pregnant. She was pregnant with Desharia. Like,
Hello?
girl, there you go. Hey, Miss Angel.
Hey, Angela, you want to be friends. I don't know why you
Hey,
playing
I
this
love
game.
I love y'all.
I know you want to be friends, Angela.
Oh, okay. We not gonna do this today.
All right. Now I said I need your 5 minutes from what you did watch of the live. What was your thoughts of what was said and what I was said and what you watched of the video? How did you
Okay.
feel?
What part? I mean, well,
Whatever you
I
watched
actually I
during the
actually got
video.
off the live when he started saying things about uh Robert being on probation. I thought that was very wrong of him to tell that man's business like that. He threw him under the bus, but that's hey, that was that. And then when he said that he was afraid of Brianna, she's dangerous. I'm like, what? You know you're not afraid of Brianna. It was just, and I just said, okay, it's just time for me to leave because it was just becoming too much. It wasn't making any sense to me. So,
I
you
think
know.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I think Kathy was asking you about the live Amora is doing with
Oh,
Dawn.
that live. Oh, well, actually, she came up there very respectful, and she didn't bash Robert. She didn't do any of that. She was very respectful. She didn't. She said she wasn't on anyone's team. She said she has talked to Brianna about certain things, and she has talked to Robert, and she has talked to Robert about all this bashing that he could end this. And Robert said he don't give a fuck about none of y'all. That's what she said. That he said, and she said, "Well, why won't you tell them to stop all this? You can end this as a man. You have kids involved." He said, "I don't care about them people." He said, "They ain't supporting me, not for real, for real. I know that, but as long as they got my back, hey, that's what she said."
Let
She's
me.
talked to him
Can I,
about that,
can I say something real quick?
and
I think that's mighty convenient for her to say that he said these things. He don't, that to me, I seem like that, like somebody's trying to make us, you know what I mean,
no,
believe
no,
that he
no.
said
She
these
was
things.
saying it to him. They were talking on the phone, and she was asking him about this is getting too much. This is not even necessary. What is the end game to all of this? What because at the end of the day, this is something you and Brianna have to work out.
Yeah, but then you say that he said he don't care about us. We don't
Yes,
really
she said
support him.
she asked him a question. She said, and I said, she said, I asked him about Sweet Mom. She named off the people whose panel she did. Y'all can listen to it yourselves. But she named off the people, and he said he didn't give a fuck about none of them people. He said, I don't give a fuck about none of these people.
So she got so
Okay,
she has a recording of him saying this is the point is what I'm asking you, or
I,
is this
I,
a
I,
ploy
I,
to try to
I
get
don't
us
know
to not
about a
support?
recording, but she
Okay, but
said she did not understand why would he say that because these are people that's supporting you.
so this is what I'm saying. You didn't hear it yourself, and you bringing it back. What I'm saying is
No,
it could be a
you
ploy.
asked
Hold
me
on,
about the live, and I
listen,
was
hold
telling you
on.
what's
I'm
being
saying
said.
that it could be a ploy just to get us
I
to
please,
don't
not
Black
I
support
don't
Panther.
think
him
everything
anymore.
is a ploy.
Wait,
That's
wait, wait,
not
wait.
her
No, no, no.
mindset.
Hold on 1 second, because I think it's misunderstood. This wasn't a conversation. I was just asking for Angela, and that's why I was quiet because I wasn't going to waste my time asking questions. I just wanted to get her opinion
Right.
on the interviews. So
Yes.
Angela, I thank you for sharing that. I thank you
I'm
for
saying,
sharing your
I'm telling
views.
you, she didn't bash. She wasn't on no team. She said, I talked to both of them. I wasn't on her team. I have told her about her faults, and I've told him about his faults. I'm
Okay,
not
I
on
appreciate
no
that.
team.
And one more question, Angela, in regards to what you watched of My Live with Kevin. Can you sum up in a little bit what you thought about that live and how it was conducted and things that were said in about 2 minutes?
I told you I didn't stay too long. I told you the parts that I was, and I just was like, I didn't want to hear. It was just it was mm-mm. But he has a right to his opinion and all that, just like we all do.
All right.
You
Well,
know, we
thank you,
do. But
Angela.
I just really think all this, and I'm just going to be real, and I'm not trying to. I just think all this needs to be left alone. I
I
really do.
agree. I
I just
agree,
feel
and
like, and
I
for
do.
the kid, and for the kids' sake, all this really needs to be left alone. It should be no teams. It should be no nothing. Let's just pray for these people. Hope they get it together. Whatever direction. Hope he be happy. Hope she be happy. Because this is going to keep going on. And you know who's going to keep going on? The people in these chats.
Right. I
Can I
respect
ask
that,
you a
Angela.
question?
Thank you so much,
Oh,
Angela.
wait,
I
before
respect
she
that.
goes, can I
Okay.
ask a question? I'm
Yes.
so sorry. Um,
Hi, sweet
Angela,
mom.
hi, Angela. Listen, I want to know your honest opinion,
Yes.
please.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Amora posted about 2 days ago that she was done with this. She was never going to talk about Robert anymore. It's all about positivity. The
Okay.
reason why we're always saying you guys are gaslighting is because of things
See,
like
there you
this.
go. Wait a minute. You said
No,
you
no,
guys are
no. Listen,
gaslighting.
wait. Can I just finish? I'm just in reference
Okay, go
to
ahead.
the group of the Beehive, in reference to the people that are doing the things that they do to get people to lose their jobs, doxing those people, right? You say you're not involved in that,
No,
so I'm
I
not
don't get
including
anyone
you.
to lose their job. I'm
So
not.
no,
It's
no,
not that
no.
serious for
So
me.
my apologies for not being, clear. I'm speaking
Yeah.
of the people that are going extra far.
Okay.
Okay. My thing is, how do you feel about her saying she was calling it quits? She did not want to hear about him. I don't. She's saying she doesn't want to hear what we have to say. Please leave it alone. Just block and delete us. And then less than 48 hours later, she's on a rampage, just posting about this. Like, what are your honest thoughts about that?
Well, first of all, I haven't seen her do anything. I did see that post, but like I said, I don't be on there all the time like that, like y'all think I do. Now you said she done this or whatever. Now she's. I don't know what happened to trigger something. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Maybe it could have been the what's his name, Kevin's interview. It could have been that, you know. And I don't agree with none of it. It doesn't matter if it's a war. It doesn't matter who it is. I don't agree with none of this, to be
Okay.
quite
Well,
honest.
one second, Angela. One second. I have a message. One second.
I always love people. Be nice to people. And love
Who got a
yourself
baby?
too.
So, in the words of a child, be nice to one another, hug one another, and love yourself too. So, I thank you, Angela. Did you get what you needed, Chatty? I mean, Ma,
Sweet mom.
did you get what you needed?
Yes, I did. Thank you so much. Amir started coughing. My bad.
Okay. Thank you so much, Angela.
Thank you for answering.
And I love you too, Angela. I know you want to be friends. Just saying. We can go have a drink, girl. More thing.
Love y'all.
Love you too.
You know what? Good point, Donna. Good point. Good point.
So, what do you feel about what Angela said?
Um, I don't. It seems. She goes back and forth, but seems to at least be open to the possibility that it's bullshit on her side as well, but won't necessarily say it in its entirety.
Uh, I really just don't understand, like, for the other side to have a leader that is the age that she is, not age shaming, but they're constantly bringing up my age. So when I see somebody that's way older than me complaining about my content and they're doing content similar, but when I say their content is more so lies, sorry, Amir.
Miss Sharon, what does that mean? I will shut you down in a minute. Are you saying you will shut me down, or I will shut you down in a minute? What does that mean?
I was trying to understand.
Yeah, I don't want to
Assume, yeah.
misunderstand. I know sometimes with typing things can come out crazy, and it's like, oh my God, wait, I didn't mean that.
Yeah, I do that too, and I know you felt bad about the other person last time when you made a mistake.
Oh my
But
God, horrible.
I know you're such a good hearted person. But
Like literally horrible. Like that night, I was just like, oh my gosh,
why
this
did I
person
say
can't
that?
even.
Yeah,
I know. I hated it.
man, you really definitely like I don't even want to say because making the assumption that you're an empath, but you're very sensitive and caring.
Kevin, you little shit starter. Kevin, I'm gonna call you you little shit starter, Kevin. You remind me of one of my brothers. You got me in some shit, Kevin.
Oh, Kevin's here. Oh,
Yeah.
he's here. You know what? Um, I think that live was supposed to happen, sis. Regardless. Wh- Hello, Kevin. How are you? That live was amazing. I think the main thing that most people are pointing out is the probation, and I think
Yes,
that was
that
probably the worst of the conversation. It wasn't disrespectful at all. Kevin saying that he's afraid of her, that's I don't think that's too far of a stretch because many people are. You why wouldn't you be afraid of somebody that would lie that much and put your life in danger, your freedom in danger? That's something to
yeah,
be afraid of.
that's what I've been seeing a lot too with, people out of that whole entire thing. And that's why I said people are literally with other things that was said, or that's why I even repeated when he said he doesn't think she's a bad person. Like I had to run that back and say it again because no one is going to hear that part. It's selective outrage, you know what I'm saying? Um, so that's what's being talked about the most with saying, bam, probation, told you he's an abuser. That's the narrative that's being spun right now.
Yeah, that's all I keep seeing pop up. That and that Kevin was basically saying that LaTruth wants Brianna to still be in love with him. Like you guys are forcing it. I saw that a lot as well. But when I look at our content versus theirs, sometimes I'm like, you know what? Let's just not watch each other's content. We have our opinion and just leave it at that. Why do they constantly come check to see what we're talking about?
Yeah.
It,
Kevin, you're always welcome. I included the link. No pressure, just letting you know you are. That's why I included the link. If you wanted to, you're always welcome. And thank you, Angela. I try to be open-minded, but people are gonna box you in a category and never, see you for who you truly are. But I thank you for seeing me and the others that do as well.
oh yeah, maybe Kevin can clear up that statement since it's such a big deal that everybody's making out of it. Maybe he could clear it up.
Such a big deal for no reason. Like no reason. And people are saying, like, oh no, when you get probation, it has to be someone pleaded guilty. Let me explain this one time and one
Oh,
time only.
he
When it
he
comes,
actually said he explained it. Oh, you pinned it, right? It
Yeah,
looks like you
I
pinned
saw
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he explained it. So you guys, how about you screenshot that and post it? Screenshot that and post it since they want to make these accusations.
And when it comes to probation, that is not an admission of guilt. That does not equate to someone pleading guilty. That can mean that they pleaded no contest, or that can also mean that they decided to say, okay, I will do this as long as, I'm not pleading guilty or a charge. It's kind of like basically a bargain, so to say, or taking the lesser evil. That does not mean that someone actually pleaded guilty simply because they receive probation. There's a whole bunch of other entities and variables as into why that takes place. But like I said, it could either be no contest, meaning I'm not saying I'm guilty, or I'm not saying that I'm innocent. I'm saying I'm going to accept what you give me and take the lesser evil. So it is what it is. Exactly, to the person that said you were on probation and didn't get charged. Yeah, it's not necessarily um there I can't say that you didn't get charged, so to say, because it's still an account and it's still a record, so to say. So it's not, once you're on probation, there is some sort of entity that's connected to it and a record of some sort. So it still has to be some sort of charge, but that's not a bad thing. I'm saying that to say, people are saying like, "Oh my goodness, because he has probation for something, that must mean that he pleaded guilty or he's guilty or something or has a record." No, it does not mean that at all. And that's my point. That does not mean that. Probation does not mean guilty. I pleaded guilty, or even, um, hey Amber, see, I'll be getting sidetracked. But yeah, but I'm not. I can't even give that energy because it's retarded. At the end of the day, I get
Truth has
irritated.
mentioned on a few occasions that Brianna used to call the cops on him all the time, and it just backfired. Like, she called for one thing, and he was whatever it was that they called for, they didn't, charge him for, but he got caught with the ganja, which, man, if she hadn't had called the police, he wouldn't have experienced the probation. It's just really sad that a couple, a married couple at that, would go through this type of thing. Calling the police on your partner is just one of the most dangerous things you can ever do,
And it's
especially.
just truly in danger. You know what I'm saying? Like, please be in danger when you use that, because they have things that they can do to be doing as well. I hate when people make calls for like things that are like, oh, that's another pet peeve of mine. But be in danger and really need something, not just to be malicious. Not saying that was done. I'm just stating I would never pick up the phone and call unless I truly needed service. Truly, truly.
Yeah, of course. Now it makes sense why the police have been there so many times and he never got arrested. The police probably arrived there and they didn't see anything.
Kevin Prince
Police
is
don't
like,
need to see bruises to arrest you. They don't have to see that.
can you
They
see?
don't.
Kevin says, can you see his pin? I'm pinning his comments.
Oh wow, he was a mile outside the legal line.
That's
That
insane.
that that should have been a reason that he filed for divorce. I don't know how long ago this incident was, but that would have been my reasoning for filing. I'm not saying that everybody that goes through it has to just divorce. You could work through your problems, but when somebody will put your life in danger like that, it's time to go.
Kevin Bro always had recordings to prove his innocence. He probably still has every video. Wow. Oh, Kevin said he wishes he can get on, but he's not home. I understand. And you do know you don't have to get on with video. You can get on with audio. Just letting you know. You know what? And I always wonder when I started seeing recordings or like audios being shared. I was like, I wonder if he has more. You know what I'm saying? Like I always wondered like if he had more recordings that so it's just ironic to hear that because I was just like, I wonder if he has more that just never released or shared. And if so, why didn't he release them?
Let
Oh,
me see.
yeah, Kevin. Um, Kevin, when you click on the link, it's going to be a little bar that says, does it say stop? Is it say stop camera, Sweet Ma? When you click on the link for going on through StreamYard, the edit, does it say stop camera? Sweet Ma, you there?
Yeah, it does,
Yes, I'm
Kevin.
here. Um, I just muted because of Amir.
Kevin said he will come on because I told him that he doesn't have to have video, and he would do audio. But I was trying to explain the correct way so that he can click the camera off and where it's just audio. And I thought it said stop camera.
Yes, just hit stop camera. Stop camera.
Okay. Yeah, Kevin. Oh, he doesn't have StreamYard on his phone. You don't have to, right?
No, you don't. You don't have to have it.
Yeah, it's
Initially,
not an
when
app.
yeah, just when you click it, just say connect with YouTube. Once you connect with YouTube, uh, your avatar should show up. If not, you would have to make one. But yeah, I don't think you have to have an account to be able to chat. There's a lot of people that come up without accounts.
Yeah, because I don't. I don't have an account or have the
Gives
app.
you an
So
option to go on through the web or something like that.
yeah, I'll paste the link. And then you can just hit stop cam when you open it. It should open up in the Google Chrome browser too, in your Google Chrome browser. Hey Montez, good evening.
Sweet my house, Amir.
Oh, your boy is over here cutting up, coughing. Listen, whenever I get on live, I notice he starts to cough. I'm like, come here, you want these people to.
Talk about you. They gonna talk
Yes.
anyway.
This always, listen, ever since Amir was born, like when he was like maybe 5 months, 6 months old, that's what I went through. Tasha K, oh my goodness, she used to be like, yeah, go buy your son some cough syrup. One time Tasha K sent me $100 on my live and said,
Wow.
go buy your baby some cough syrup. I just started bawling, crying. Like
Oh my
people always
God,
be,
that's so mean.
yes. Do you know after that happened, so many people supported Amir. That's why he's so like loved. Tasha K was trying to spread her hate and then it just backfired. But yeah.
Hi,
The
Kevin.
man of the hour, the man of the hour.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Hi,
How you doing,
Kevin.
Kevin?
I'm doing amazing. It's a pleasure to speak with you formally, Sweet Ma.
It's so nice to speak to you.
Yeah,
I've
same
been listen, Kevin, I've been watching you for
here.
years on other social media. I had no clue you were related to Robert. So it's pretty cool to finally speak to you.
Oh yeah, that's dope. I hear that all the time. People
Yeah.
that were familiar with both of us but didn't know we were brothers. Yeah, yeah, same man. I've been watching you guys go at it for a while though. Like I said, but I'm noticing they're over there on the other side, doing a lot of praying and speaking in tongues and fasting and casting out of devils. But the one thing I'm not seeing them do is be accountable that the reason that all this is happening, the reason we break down these videos is because of the behavior of Brianna. And that's what we're actually doing. If they notice, we have their videos and we're reviewing them and reviewing the behavior, but they're trying to paint it like it's some type of bullying tactic. I find that amazing that they're saying that praying that Brianna has strength and she don't do anything to herself and now account for what it might feel like to be terrorized online when none of those thoughts were given when she was abusing my brother, my sister, calling DSS, talking about roaches and people being gay, and now all of a sudden let's deal with that. It's crazy, but about the probation thing, yeah, they excuse me, they came out to the house looking for an illegal weapon because that's what she kept saying, that he had guns that he didn't have registered, and they searched the home. This was the first time that she had done this, so they were very adamant. They found a little bitty bag of, little dust in a drawer, little ganja, and like I said, he was about an hour outside of where it would have been legal, and he ended up getting a year probation for that. So that was the first of many times. Another thing I'm saying is why they asking why did I call Janelle, as if I didn't say why I called that man. Um, I called him because I thought he was trying to threaten my brother. I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to come to anything that serious. We did have a pretty extended conversation, but the reason I called him was that he actually asked me some very personal questions as well, and that's what that was. What was it? They said I advised my brother to disown Desharia, which I would never do. I said that I would have not disowned, but um, I guess I would have cut him off. I say, and that means I wouldn't have spoken to her for a while because it would have hurt me too bad, is what I said. Not because she's so bad, but I don't have the strength to take stuff like that, is what I said. But I noticed it's very difficult for them to deal with stuff head on, so they straw man you. They skew your words and act like it's something else. But it is crazy. They'll make a live a little bit later and say, leave her alone, as if they didn't skew all your words to try to antagonize you. I don't know why they think that's okay to do.
I'm just blown at how, and if you listen, I just don't understand how so many things are being misconstrued, um, that you stated, and you were very clear, you were very audible, you were extremely transparent. So I don't understand the way that it is manipulated, the way that it can really, really flip the script and turn it into a whole other agenda is mind-boggling to me. So people that operate that way is really, really hard because before I draw a conclusion, and this is just me, I listen and I listen attentively. And if I cannot confirm that something is said, I'm not going to speak on it until I listen, keyword, attentively. So if that was done, I don't understand how, the ball is being spun in another direction. I heard you loud and clear when it came to your comments regarding your niece, and your brother's daughter. You were putting yourself in that situation and stated what you would not be able to do, not advising him, that he should not. So I'm glad you clarified that because I heard that loud and clear and I understood what you were saying. So it's just I don't understand how it's always just spun. I don't get that.
It's like, let me try and shame you somehow. What kind of uncle is that? I think a better way to shame me would have been, what type of father is that? If I would, be so hurt by my children doing something like that to me that I may even cut them off. That probably would have been a better way, a more accurate way, because I didn't advise him to do that. But I did say, had that been me, I can't take something like that. So what would have happened is I would have cut him off. I would have been so hurt by it. I would have felt disrespected. I would have felt dishonored, and I would have been, because I would have known the things they're saying is not true, and I would feel like they were lying on me. And so I would feel like, damn, your kids will do you like that. And I know y'all love y'all kids to death, but could you imagine that? I mean, just your child deliberately does that. And I know that we live in a world like that now, where if you feel like your child is wrong about something and they feel like they're right, they get to kind of tell you that you're wrong, even though you're the parent and you have their best interest in heart. And if you whip them, they may call DSS and say you're abusing them. Man, that's dirty. That is cold blooded, and that would anger you towards your child. I don't know who it wouldn't, because we're human. It's only so far. We're supposed to respect our parents. We just are. I'm one of those people who strongly believe that I never disrespected mine. And if someone loves you and they take care of you, you should not do them like that. That is unreasonable, completely unreasonable. And yeah, and I would have been brokenhearted. But I mean, I feel like that's what they do. They try and take what you say and purposefully misunderstand you. They work very hard to misunderstand you, and that's why I say, if you do that in a marriage, y'all argue forever, and they will never get understood. And you are always trying to shame them and make them feel like a bad person for how they feel about a situation. Um, it shows their toxicity level, that they'll take something that I said and doctor it up, and they know who they're talking to, because they know they probably don't care enough to actually come listen to the interview, and will just believe what they say. But all it takes is someone to just push past what they say, become curious, and go listen to what I said, and they'll know that all those little things they typed, I did not say those things. It's amazing how you can miss it every time. But they're very good at that. It's amazing to me.
Did you expect that? Like, did you
Yeah, I
did
did. I
okay.
expected more lies. Honestly, I expected them to, um, call me gay again, and I guess just say things that they think will hurt me, um, which it only hurt me because um, it was a familiar wound that someone tried to hurt me, and she's online saying this stuff. So I'm past it. But um, I think that they would. I thought they would try and do something like that, but I didn't think they would try to pretend my words were different, because it's like, who are you trying to convince? You have everyone who was on that live that day listening, you have everyone who's watched it thereafter, and you have you guys who so eloquently break down every video, and you could take every post that they put up there and then play the audio with it and prove I didn't say any of those things, and they're the ones that typed it, and it would deliberately show that they're liars and manipulators, and they are the ones in fact manipulating. I mean, ain't that something that you can just go to their page where they are clearly posting and misappropriating my words? You could post the quote that they said I said, play my audio while they're reading it, and the listener could say, "He ain't saying that though, but he didn't say that." But they say we're the manipulators. I mean, ain't that funny that they just expose themselves at every turn? It's like they're not smart. It's almost like, I don't like to call people dumb, but yo, they're not very well mentally equipped to be trying to tear people down and hide their hand. They're not good at it. Their fingerprints are left all over everything. It amazes me, actually. I laugh. I actually bust out laughing when I see the stuff that they do, because it's just dumb to me. It makes no sense. If you're trying to convince people you're innocent, what they're doing makes no sense. If I skewed their words and came up here and said a whole bunch of things they didn't say, you could just go back and listen to it. It's like, imagine you and your husband are having an argument, a disagreement. Y'all hit record because y'all want to make sure that this don't happen. And now the partner's telling you they didn't just say something. Well, you can go right back and listen. They act like we can't go right back and listen. Like when they post it, it's not up there to be screenshot. When they say it, it's not there to be screen recorded. It's almost as if they think you can't go back. And to me, that's dumb, because they're not accounting for, the internet is kind of undefeated, right?
Mhm.
They don't mind. That's not a big mind freak to y'all when y'all see how they do that.
I
Oh
was
yeah.
literally, yeah, I have no words, and the only thing I can say is, like, it's really it's seriously, it's crazy to me. I've never, in all my years, I've never seen this. So it really, like, I have no words, because it's insane. I've never seen. I can't even I can't even get the words out to describe it, because it's just that confusing and insane to me.
It's like, argue with a real point. Don't stop changing all of my points to straw man an argument I never made, just to try and attack and shame a point I never made. Why are you doing it? It holds no weight. It's silly. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. I don't. If I were her, I would tell them to just stop. You're making me look worse. You're making it look worse.
Oh yes, definitely. I think she's putting her platform at risk dealing with these people, because now people are getting threats. Being doxxed is not a. It doesn't feel good, because you are looking left and right. You don't know who's watching you. You're seeing that people are saying, "I'm going to pay this person a visit." You don't know if somebody's really, going to go through it or not. So if enough people complain, Brianna can really lose everything that she so-called worked for herself.
Oh yeah, they definitely can. I've gotten threats. I screenshot it all, and I move accordingly. You know what I mean? And yeah, yeah. Sweet Ma, all you guys, Kathy, listen, guys. At what point in the interview did I say, let's cancel Brianna? Because that's what they're saying. They said, I asked you guys, let's get together and cancel her.
That is
It's like, voila.
Wait, what was your question?
At what point in the interview did I say, let's cancel Brianna?
Oh, never.
That's what they're saying. They're saying Kevin went on there and asked them people, "Let's get together and cancel Brianna."
Never. You never said that. This is what I can't stand. Is
And they say they don't lie though, and they say they don't lie, but it's posted in their group. Who
that's
I
else
did
put it
crazy.
there
see
but
that.
y'all?
And
Y'all do lie. They lie.
what's so crazy is I'm even in my content and my videos and things that I've said in live, I've never even said that. And I've always said I want them to move on and be well emotionally, things of that nature in a healthy manner, get the help that they need, things of that nature. I don't even speak like that to say, cancel. Like that's crazy to me because I truly do want everyone to be well mentally, financially, spiritually, physically. That's my agenda and what I aim for. But the key word of what I focus on and what needs to done, it needs to be done in a healthy manner because none of this is healthy and none of this is conducive to the overall goal of co-parenting. None of this.
It isn't.
She's using her platform in a wrong way. That's why. When you're inciting, it's inciting violence towards others and people to lose their jobs. You're taking your power. When I say it, like it's a dangerous game that they're playing, basically.
It's very
And
dangerous.
the only thing that we have said was we didn't say anything about canceling that night at all. I don't know. Now I feel like I'm going nuts. This is why I say they gaslight because now I'm like, did we say something?
We didn't say nothing, but there were people that was posting stuff about canceling Brianna. I seen it. I haven't even really been on, like, I've been in and out, but I have seen something going around saying cancel Brianna. It didn't come from, none of the lives or whatever that we've done, but I've definitely seen it going around.
You know what? Now that you say that, Retta, I can say that I said she doesn't need to have a platform. She needs to lose her platform. And the reason I said that is because of what the rest of I would have to say the cult because I don't know anything. I have not never seen anything like this. You have women that are married, women that have children that pay Brianna more attention than their own children. It's just scary. So yeah, I just said that she doesn't if she needs to lose her platform, then she will be humble. That's all.
I agree.
And that's something that none of us can disagree with. I mean, she uses that exact platform to terrorize. I mean, that's what she made all those accusations about my brother, myself, my sister, you guys. I mean, she's a very powerful person behind that platform. She's just an ordinary old person, but behind that platform, that woman can do entire damage. I mean, she just can, and she has. She has, and she uses them to do it. They do it too, and then they go back and say they're going to pray and play this game. I don't understand why they'll just gather up on a live to pray. I don't understand why they'll create a group where they just lying to each other. It's not even much damage they're doing, as long as they're not using her using Brianna's platform. 1,000 people follow that thing and they're just lying to each other in there. I mean, like who cares, But it's the things they do outside of it, like you said, calling people's jobs, calling DSS. I mean, yo, come on, where does it stop? Where does it end? And then they're asking it to stop on this side, as if we're the ones doing the terroristic acts. We're only talking about her behavior is inappropriate. Her behavior is wrong.
Well, I got a
That's what we're
threat.
talking about. We're not doing
Somebody
anything to her.
inboxed me and told me that I shouldn't be saying, I shouldn't have been talking about Sweet Mind, like them docs of Sweet Mind talking about shut up before I wake up with somebody standing over me. Like, I don't take stuff like that lightly though. What are you saying? Like, you know what I mean? Do you know where I live at? What are you saying? I'm not really worried about it, but it's still a threat, and you can't take things like that lightly. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, you're right.
Just imagine waking up though and
But
somebody
as for it
really
goes,
is
I just wanted
standing
to say
over
those
you.
little pieces. Yeah, it's true. But guys, I wouldn't want to stay before you long. I just wanted to make sure I could answer whatever questions you guys had for me. And I saw one of you guys had asked about cancer. Dawn had cancer. My brother had cancer. My niece, I think, had she might have had cancer. She might have had a trace of the cancer, but she definitely had the cancer gene. I had the cancer gene. my stomach could not be tested because it was riddled with ulcers, so they couldn't even see my stomach. I was having stomach problems for a couple of years. I didn't want to risk it, so I went on ahead and had my stomach moved for preventative reasons. And when they checked my stomach thereafter, I did not have cancer, but my brother actually did have cancer. My sister Dawn had cancer, but it struck our family really hard. Again, like I said, my mother died from it. My sister died from it right when she died when I was holding her hand. And that's what prompted us to say maybe it's genetic because they died from the exact same thing. And then we all went and got tested, and all of us except for Latoya don't know if our children will have it or not. But if our children have the gene, they're not old enough to test yet. But we're certainly looking out for that. But yeah, that was definitely a very harsh thing. And what's crazy is people make fun of something that really ravaged our family. Like how's that funny? How's that something to joke about? And that's one thing my brother's wife does, and even tries to take that from him by acting like he never had it. And it's crazy. It makes no sense how somebody could do that. And then and like I said, my sister Dawn definitely had it, so she knows, and she went. I think she went with me to get tested, or we all had the same doctor except for my brother Robert, Dr. Salo. So I actually got my doctor through Dawn, because of how crazy and rare our situation was. The doctor chose to go ahead and do the procedures for all of us. So and while the whole world is saying it's untrue, our whole family is right here saying it is, and we documented the whole thing. But I heard them say on their live that we not mad at Robert, we don't hate him, we just want him to be accountable. And to me, it makes no sense, because if that's what you want him to be accountable for, they wouldn't be talking about these little odds and end things like cancer that they know is true, trying to hurt this man's name. They wouldn't be. And then again, it's almost like, why do you care if he's accountable? If they're divorced and she's moving on and he's moving on, leave him alone. It ain't none of your business if he's ever accountable for whatever you want this man to be accountable for. Hell, we can't hold Bree accountable. She gonna do whatever she gonna do, and she gonna move on. So that's what it's about. None of us can hold anybody accountable in that regard. You see what I'm saying? So it's like we just want to hold him accountable. Well, if that's the damn lie you tell him to keep bothering him, bothering somebody, yo, leave him alone. Leave us alone. That ain't gonna make him be whatever you want him to be. But anyway, is there anything you guys wanted to ask me? Is there anything that
Oh, yes,
anybody was
please.
saying that maybe I didn't?
Kevin, before you go, please. They said that Dawn was on the interview just now with Amora, and Dawn said that she spoke to Robert and she told Robert to stop it, and Robert said he doesn't give a f about us and these people, and he wasn't going to stop. Do you believe Robert spoke to Dawn?
No, I definitely don't believe Robert ever said that, because Robert's always asked me to hold back, reserve myself. Robert's never told me that he was going in on her, that he did any of these pages. I've never seen him do that. The most contribution I can say Robert did is, I would say, provoking. And I'm not saying intentionally provoking, but when you're so close to the divorce, and it's the wounds are so fresh, I would tell him to not put women in his videos and stuff like that. Not because it's wrong, but because it could send negative emotions and cause those types of problems. And he was just set on saying, "Hey, it's my job. It's what I've always done, and I'm not going to stop doing my business for anybody." And that's how he believed about it. I had my way of believing about it, but I haven't seen him attacking her. I've seen him be himself. She make a joke about shrimp, or she try to accuse him of having a shrimp to hurt his feelings. He makes a joke about it. And in a way, we all have had to argue back and forth with people, and we know how antagonistic and how angry that person who acts like don't nothing bother them can make you feel, right? And that can make you feel very provoked. And so I would tell him, I know that that's your way of showing it don't bother you, but that could come off as an attack as well. But he's his own person. That's in these ways is why I say we're very different. We're very different in how we approach conflict. But nah,
Do
he,
you
he
ever
is not saying he want to keep anything going. He wants it to end.
Kevin, real quick, do you ever think that maybe that's his way to cope with all of the negativity? Because there's so many people that tell him, go KILL yourself, you're this, you're that, you're a loser. Do you think that sometimes he does it because that's a way of just, I don't know.
Yeah, it is. That's his superpower. I think one of his first albums, or one of his albums, was called "Hate Is Fuel." Um, he believes that you take what your enemies throw at you, and you build another step with it. You don't let it destroy you. So we grew up with no mother, nobody to speak life into us after being bullied or whatever. We didn't allow ourselves to be bullied, but you come home feeling discouraged, you get clowned, your life don't go good, or they don't go good. We didn't have no mother to speak life in us and tell us that we can do anything and be anybody. So we had to convince ourselves of that. And when you grow up like that, you don't let anybody else pour negativity into your world. You are your keeper. You are your gateway. So if confidence is his wall for protecting himself, which it always has been, and he wears it well, hey, he's undefeated in that regard. He don't let people bother him like that. He doesn't. He is not going to let you control his world. He's going to control how he thinks about himself, and that's just what it's going to be. You know. But he handles all verbal accusations and verbal attacks as if they don't bother him. That's how he does. He's very difficult to actually see him look angry, like pissed off in the moment. So you know that they were really going at it if he's yelling and like admittingly angry. I mean, he can be furious and you'll never know because he handles it in this easygoing, careless, passive aggressive type way. But if he actually acknowledged that he's angry and y'all yelling back and forth, oh, you've done the most of that, man. So I know him. I know him very well. He'll have you like that long before he's like that. And if she can get him like that, she definitely knows his buttons. You know.
One question I had, and because that narrative it's being spun so much with allegations and stories that you guys as siblings are not close, and that Robert just does not deal with you all allegedly. Is there any truth to that, or where do you think that derived from?
Yeah, that's zero truth. I don't know where in the world that would come from. That's not true at all. Yeah, it's just one of those lies they tell.
So when it comes to, and I have to be honest, just from a sibling, but and I think I asked this on the other live. I didn't, and it could be a monetization thing. I didn't understand. I didn't see the amount of support I would have gave my siblings on his end for when it comes to you and your sister, because you guys really got hit a lot in this. And I
Hmm.
just never understood, was that like a conversation that was had or a reasoning behind why, me, I would have been weakly saying leave my brother and sister alone, and that's just me. And I'm not saying that makes them a bad person, but I just wondered, was there like a conversation about as into why that's not done, or if even if it might have hurt your feelings.
Well, no, we don't kind of blame each other for what other people do to us, and if we feel that help is needed, immediate help is needed, that's when we come running. So the reason I spoke on my brother's situation was because it was about abuse. Other than that, honestly, I wouldn't have spoken. The reason I spoke up about her calling him a shrimp, things like that, was because she already tried to paint him as an abuser, and I wanted people to see that that video alone was abuse, and they're not noticing it. Um, so it was only to protect my brother's wife. When from on my sister's behalf, I would speak up, not necessarily to protect my sister, but so my sister could feel protected. I didn't want her to feel like I didn't speak up. I didn't feel like it was needed, but I didn't want her to feel unprotected in that area because she can be stirred up emotionally when she's insulted and mistreated. And who likes to be that? Who likes to be treated mistreated? Or my sister, man, she can go ham, and she can snap. And so I wanted her to feel protected so she didn't go out and protect herself because that looks a lot different, you know. So a lot of what I was doing was very tactical. Robert was in imminent danger, so I needed to protect my brother, and I didn't just jump in it to protect him without care for what happened. I wanted to see what happened. So if you guys saw her first thing when she said this, I didn't even think it was real, so I was just skimming right over it. And my brother called me and said, "Have you seen that?" I said, "I thought it was a skit." He said, "No, you got to go back and look at it. She's dead serious." I said, "No way, bro." He said, "Yeah, the world really think I'm an abuser," and I can hear the pain in his voice. And so that's when I made my video about domestic violence and spoke about when someone accuses someone of abuse and they don't tell you why or how they abused them, it's important to ask because you need to know what they're calling abuse. You don't just let somebody say that someone abused them and you don't ask why. And I said, if she don't make a video and say why, it's a lie because she can just tell you what he did to her. Don't say he abused me. He say he grabbed me by the arm, he threw me against the wall, and then he threw me onto the ground and he began to hit me, kick me. You just say what he did. Don't just use narrative words like he abused me. Like that. I hate when people do stuff like that, you know. Um, so she did make a video, and then that's her video trying to talk to me, saying you don't know him, you weren't married to him, I was, and you see that video was addressing me, and she's telling this story because I said you got to tell what happened, and so she didn't have time to think about it. She just, I mean, an hour or two later is when she made the video, and then when she made that video, I reviewed that video, and obviously my determination from that video was that she was the aggressor, and I did say he shouldn't have said those things to her. That's terroristic. You don't say stuff like that. That's not the way you handle situations. Not the way you handle your wife. um, but the way she handled it when she wanted his phone was she was the aggressor, and you just got to be honest about those things. When she said she went and got the mace, yo, I was infuriated. So I did tell her, yo, if you went and got mace from my brother like that, and you trying to hurt my brother and you lying, I'll never speak to you again. So I can see in that video why she's feeling like he going at me, you know. So she made her video, but her video wasn't to no real points. There was just lies and propaganda, you see. And so that's when I said, you know what? I'm out of it. I'm not going to go back and forth with a woman. I'm just not going to do it. That's still my brother's wife. That's still my sister because of that. And so I'm going to fall back. But just notice that she didn't, talk about the points that I made. Okay. Why she feels it was abuse. I explained why I felt it wasn't abuse because she wouldn't grab that mace herself. She wouldn't try to grab his phones herself. She kicked at him herself. That is not something that's not abuse. That's just not, you know. Um, like I said, she did not respond to my point. She said a whole other thing, and that's when I knew there's no reason to talk to this person because I know how emotional terrorizers are. I know you cannot have a conversation with them when they're doing that because they don't mean to have a conversation. They're not trying to get an understanding. They are trying to skew your words. They are trying to misunderstand you. They're doing all of that, and that's why I think it's funny that they're showing all that stuff now. But guys, that was my reason for it. I didn't feel any kind of way that my brother should have spoken up for me because there's nothing he could have done other than say I'm straight, and he did that. He said my brother's definitely not gay. He's 100% straight. Always has been. Never questioned his sexuality ever. Never told her I questioned his sexuality ever. So he made that known, and hey, to me that is protecting me. So that's how I
And
did see that as protecting me in that regard.
what I gathered from that, and I was saying just from the outside looking in, I was wondering, like, he's not really speaking up and not vocal. And I said, well, wait, it's a possibility because people that don't do that or siblings that come to the defense, it could be because the person really is actually timid and does not like conflict. And I don't know if everyone paid attention to that, but that's just how I was looking at it, was saying, wow, I don't think that this is the person that everyone believes him to be. And I think this is more so, like, for example, I have a very reserved brother that won't speak up much or whatever, but he has siblings that will tear up a room. And it just kind of, that's where my mind was going with it, and made me think like, wow, could he potentially be, just the opposite of what he portrays, and actually very timid and actually slow to conflict and anger and doesn't like it. That's what I was thinking.
No, that is true. I would say that he did definitely spoke up and said that um, I wasn't gay, but you notice he didn't come at anybody, so he's non-confrontational. He's very non-confrontational. He ain't about that. He's not afraid, but he doesn't get in fights and didn't throughout his whole life for that reason. He's very tactical. He knows how to move about a situation. Where me, I'm very confrontational. If somebody says something smart to me, I'm going to address that smart thing they said. My brother may say something cool and nonchalant to disregard what they said and move right on. So a lot of what I brought into my life, I literally asked for by the way I handled it. I learned later in life to adjust and handle things to where I have the greatest outcome. But back then, it was about proving how tough I was. So, like I said, me and my sister, we were very aggressive growing up when it comes to that stuff. But my brother never was. So he's always been very passive in regards to that. Not scared, but just passive. He don't want no drama.
That makes so much sense. Thank you. Thank you. So to the person that was asking, oh my goodness, why did she ask that? That's why. It's always a reason, why I asked certain things, because I just saw, it was a part of his character that could have been possibly overlooked, where people are saying like he doesn't even f with them and he's not even defending them. But on the flip side, someone like me, I'm looking at it and saying, well, maybe he doesn't because he really might just be non-confrontational. So yeah, thanks.
Yeah, it's me.
Kevin, before you go, I'm so sorry to be asking the last question. I said I was done, but I've been watching a couple of your videos and screen recording. It's been like 2 weeks now. And I'm looking for a particular part that Brianna said on an interview with the Bays, the Love
Hmm.
and Mirage or Mirage interview. She
Hmm.
said, even Kevin would say he agrees with me for every time me and Latruth got into it, Kevin would always take my side. So what does that say? And I remember hearing you guys having a conversation, or you were reviewing one of her videos and you said, sometimes I would take her side, but Brianna says you always took her side. Is that true?
You could say most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the time. It was nuanced stuff though. It's stuff where I could see how he could make adjustments for her, but you could say I'm a little soft in that area with women, or the women in my life. I probably, I wouldn't say work better with them because I can see how me telling him to me having her side a lot of times would have prohibited his growth in a lot of areas in his career. And so a lot of times, maybe months later, I would call him back and say, I was wrong for that. I was wrong for telling you to say, for example, she may want him to stay home and not go travel to do these concerts and things of that nature. And I would ask him, can you just take her with you? Like if she feels like she can't trust you, can you take her with you? And he's like, but I shouldn't have to do that, and have to find babysitters for the kids and all this stuff just to bring her with me. Um, Whatever the case may be, I would just say, man, you got to make these adjustments for your wife. You married her, she's with you. Do what you got to do. He felt like it was just too demanding, Um, if she wanted him to stay home more, not go out and do these skits and things like that, you know. If you would hear my counseling, you would probably think I'm a bit of a simp, because I believe that once you marry her, there is you can't you she can't really use you. There's no using you. You should try to give your wife the world. Um,
Thank
hey
you
man,
for being
I,
honest with
yeah,
that.
and you know what? Maybe a woman's voice has to reiterate and translate what he just said. But for people that are going to misconstrue that, this is a party that literally was being accused of attacking someone, just admitted to seeing their side as a woman and as a wife, and agreeing with them on certain instances. So someone that would do that does not have malicious intentions for you or is not out to bash you. So I just wanted to make that clearer. Okay.
yeah, not at all, not at all. A lot of the things that she was doing, if it was my wife asking her the same type of things, I would have made certain adjustments for them. And I'm more of a homebody as well, so I would find myself a lot of times just saying to my brother, "What up? Why do you feel the need to go so hard? Because y'all good, y'all living good." He'd be like, "Man, it ain't about the money. I have a dream." And so I have to understand that he has a dream. And he said she knew that dream when she married me. I'm like, but brother, it's your wife. It's your wife. If she's feeling this way, if you leave her in this condition, this mental condition, it's just not good for her. Should you do the show? Yes, but probably should take her with you or something like that. Um, I would agree with her and stuff like that. But you got to think about this. How should a wife respond during those times, right? Should she be kicking and screaming and yelling and telling him that he ain't no good and I don't want you, and you know, no, that you shouldn't be responding that way. And so that's how she would be responding, just completely emotional and inadequate for that situation. So I would agree with her, that he should, work with her in that regard or something like that. But I would also disagree with her behavior. So that's why I said that they both probably brought a little bit out of each other that wouldn't be revealed in normal conditions. What he wanted from her in the end was intimacy. She didn't give it. It brought something negative out of him. He said he might step out because he's not getting intimacy. Is that healthy to say to your wife? Absolutely not, because it'll create negative feelings in her. We understand that. That's toxic. Okay, when she didn't get what she wanted, she did the negative things that she did. Um, that's not how you move with each other. It's just not, you know. Um, so I could see how both of them contributed to bringing out negativities in one another. But when it comes to the abuse side, all that verbal abuse and all that kind of stuff that she was exaggerating, my brother never did those things to her. In fact, he tried to protect her while she was trying to damage him. I don't even think he knew that she was in fight mode. And so he's trying to, mediate it and keep his family protected while she was still in fight mode, just trying to hurt him. And I kept telling him, man, you got to defend yourself when someone's accusing you of something that's not true, and you got to do it like your life depended on it every time. I don't care what you think their motive is, and I know to do this because of what I went through with old boy. I believed him at first. I believed that he might have thought that at first because I mean we was on shrooms. Your brain think any damn thing. If you're high, I mean, you don't want nobody to criticize you for your high. So I'm like, maybe he's high. Maybe that's his high. So I need to let him come down. But it took me a while to realize this dude is really at war with me. No, he's trying to shame me. He's trying to hurt my name. He's trying to ruin my reputation with lies. So that's when I started treating him like an enemy. But first I treated him like a misunderstood friend. Like, dude, that's not what I meant. Why would you think that? Why would I think that offering you fruit would make you gay? So it's me saying logical stuff. Dude, I'm smart as hell. Why would I think that offering you a bowl of Walmart fruit, your own bowl, why would I think that would make you gay? Why would I think you would think that was gay? I think you're weird for thinking that was gay. I just said, bro, you want a bowl of fruit? We were handing out plates of fruit. It makes no sense you thought that was gay. But he'll say, y'all don't give a fuck. You shouldn't have offered me that damn fruit. Man, that's crazy.
Kevin, I'm so happy that you cleared all of that up because once Brianna started to accuse you of those things, I started to go and, do some
Mm-hmm.
research, and I saw the guy. I watched a lot of his videos. And once he mentioned the fruit, I was like, you know what? This guy is a liar. But not a lot of people caught on to that. I did believe it at first because Brianna said it. So you doing what you had to do to clear your name is what needed to be done because even I believed it. So
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate that because that's exactly why I did it. I refuse to let somebody sit here and think something like that. It's completely untrue. So I wanted you to see the real accusation, which he said I was trying to come on to him. That I wanted you to see her accusation, where her saying that me and my homeboy had something going on. And then I wanted you to see how he got back up, remade a video, and said something was going on in that house. And it's crazy how people can't see that it's just hating. So yeah, it's like, why come back later and say y'all had something going on in that house? Like, dude, you was just at the house, did shrooms with us, and left and made an accusation. Since when did you think something was going on in the house? Why'd you come to the house then? Like, nothing you say makes sense, bro. You're just a freaking liar, you know. And that's why I
Have
keep it
say
you
up.
I've
had
dealt with
any
this
conversation
before.
with him?
Um,
Have you had any more recent
Plenty.
conversation with him?
Over the Yes, oh yeah, plenty. Over the years, I've gotten on lives with him while he was telling lies, and he'll crumble because I'll talk to him about it. He'll crumble and make all these different weird ass excuses, then delete the live so people can't see how he behaved in front of me and answered questions. You can always tell when somebody's lying and who's telling the truth because one person will be asking questions, answering them appropriately, and the other person will be distracted, jumping all over the place, trying to act like they're angry and can't talk straight, over talking you. You can always tell. I have nothing to hide. It's absolutely ridiculous to me that, like I said, you can spend your whole life being a certain way, and somebody can just say something about you, and because people don't know that, they will believe it. And like Sweet Ma just said it. That's how powerful lies can be. They'll take a hold of you. They really will.
And it's
And you
sad that
just,
you had to go through
I
that.
always say, if you take my, I always say, if you account for my personality, I have a fearless personality. I'm never ashamed to state my beliefs or lack thereof. If I were gay, why would I hide it? Why would I care what anybody thought? I'm the type of person that I would say how I thought, regardless of what anybody thinks. I think people see that's my character. So what about it would I want to hide? It makes no sense to me.
That's why it was so important that you defended yourself because if you hadn't, more people would probably believe it. After
Yes,
you
ma'am.
defended yourself is when I said, you know what? Let me start looking into this. That's when it was apparent that that man, I don't know what it was. Was it jealousy of your status and social media? I don't know, but it just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it does.
Maybe
It makes
clout.
no
I don't
sense.
know.
I know that was a part of it, the clout thing, and I know I corrected him on some things, and he didn't like that. But I mean, Yeah, I don't know. It blows my mind. I don't think he'll ever say. I don't think that guy will ever say what the true underlying thing was. But I think it was jealousy. I think it was envy. Um, I think he felt like I thought I was better than him. He always said, "You think you better than me? You think you a god?" and all this kind of crazy stuff. And I've never said anything like that. But I hold myself in high standard, and I think that's what he was talking about.
Mm.
Anytime you carry yourself a high standards, you have people trying to say you think you better than them.
That just
Was this
speaks on
like
their
a real friend?
insecurities.
Was this like a real friend that you knew like for quite some time? So it was extremely shocking to see this, or just someone that you had a rapport with.
I would say rapport. He reached out to me to wanted some mentorship, and he's a cameraman, so he wanted to film some of my events or different music videos if I wanted to shoot them, just offering his services in that way. So I started using them for recording videos. I would always pay him a little something. I ain't have much, but I'd offer him a little something every single time. Um, but we became friends through meeting online, and that's one of the things I told my sister when she began making friends online. I said, look, I know you're eager to build relationships with these people, but you have to understand that when you have a large platform, people almost look at that as like it's TV. They see it all the time, so they start to have an agenda for being your friend and being around you. And while you thinking about a genuine friendship, they actually can't see you outside of but through that stardom. um, and they only around you because of what you're doing and what you have, and you ain't gonna recognize that. So he's not somebody I grew up with. He's not somebody who I've known extensively like that. So when we would link up to shoot some videos or link up to shoot events, do a live from time to time, that's pretty much how I knew him. But I did believe that he was my friend. I believed that, but the things that he was saying that day that he was making those gay accusations told me that he was never my friend. He'd always say stuff like, "I thought I looked good." Um, how long he thought it might take me to get dressed. How uncool I was. How lame I was. Um, and I don't think a person just, if you thought I handed you fruit and that meant I was gay, I don't see how you would go back all the way through the friendship and act like I was a lame ass dude the whole time. That makes no sense. Just be mad about what you're mad about, and then say that, and then get on. It makes no sense you would do all that. So to me, if you thought something like that was going on, um, say that and don't dig into the friendship and act like we wasn't cool, like you ain't just at my house chilling with me like we cool. To me, that makes no sense. Notice how my problem with him is with him. I don't talk about throughout the friendship that he was lame the whole time, because that would be ridiculous. It's ridiculous if someone does, if you're not somebody's friend for a reason, then it should be that reason. It shouldn't be. I didn't ever really like him, to be honest with you. He thought he was. I thought he was a pretty boy. Look at him. He pretty. You should have saw the. Oh my God! You should have saw the first videos he made. He deleted them, but he kept just talk. All videos was talking about my looks. What this dude thought of my looks, man. It was completely unreal.
Now I'm starting to think maybe it was projection. I think it was projection.
Yeah,
He probably
I've
was
got.
the one that was the actual gay and putting it on you.
Yeah, that's what I think.
And
Yeah,
speaking of looks, how do you handle that? Because I've, been catching up and seeing some videos, and people have made accusations of you being narcissist. I was watching there was a video that you did. I don't want to misquote it or whatever, but there was something people were outraged because of like you having photos of yourself or something. Do you know what I'm referring to?
yeah. I think I showed my bedroom.
Yes, and there were so many people that were like commenting about like photos that you had of yourself and labeling you as arrogant or narcissistic because you're so into yourself and looks. Is that a total misconception, or like how do you handle that, or what's your thoughts surrounding that? And there's been a few attacks of your appearance and the clothing that you wear and things of that nature, or even trying to I watched a video before with saying where he claims to be so spiritual, but he's rocking labels, and I said this is insane to me. But what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's a little crazy. So you heard of this app called Lenza?
I have
Lensa.
not. I have not.
Cool little app. You could put your photos into it, and it gives you these like digitized images of you. So they gave them back to me these really kingly looking, royal looking photos, just great looking photos. I posted some of them online. People was like, "You should put these on your wall of your new home." I'm like, which one should I put up? And these are ones that people who follow my content chose that I should put up. I take them and got them blew up. I put them on the walls. They are pictures of myself in like really majestic looking clothing. So it inspires me to have a really high vibration. Just as I wake up and walk out my room, I'm reminded that, you know, I'm a king, that that I'm powerful, that I can change my world. So I love that, seeing myself in a positive image. I wish a lot more of us wanted to see ourselves in positive images, rather than gun packing and stuff like that. So I do think people, when people look at that or even see photos of me, they automatically assume that I'm in love with myself. I think they think it's because I think they think I'm attractive, and therefore that's what I think when I post a picture of myself. But that's weird to me. If I have a picture of myself on the wall, it doesn't mean I'm conceited for my looks. Maybe I like those images of myself, but it's not about the look of it. But I do believe that I'm beautiful, because I am my ancestors. I believe that you all are. I don't believe there's an ugly person on this planet. However, I did grow up highly insecure of my looks, so I probably wouldn't be so confident about my looks if it weren't for the way I view myself. And I look at myself, I see my ancestors. Everybody can look at their face and find something wrong with it. So your perception of me may not be my own. I think that's projected onto me. So when people say, "Dang, Kevin, you love yourself," I tell them, "Man, you know how long it took for me to be able to do that, and now you're criticizing me for it. That is crazy."
Wow. Wow, wow. That's deep.
How do you
And
guys
Yeah,
handle?
growing up, I was definitely really criticized for my looks, called pretty boy all the time. My lips were really pink. So I was definitely always called gay as a kid because of how I look. I guess I look like my mother. They said I have feminine features. So I was always accused of um, being gay by my looks, or being weak, or scared because of my looks. So that's why I was fighting all the time. Somebody called me a pretty boy, I was gonna punch you in the mouth because I didn't see it as a positive thing. In fact, when girls would say it, I'd be offended. They didn't grow up with me, so they called me a pretty boy, and I thought they thought I was weak or something. So I thought they thought I wasn't strong because they called me a pretty boy. But if you look at, I look like B2K. All of them do, all of them. So you can imagine how difficult that is. Trying to, being called pretty boy, you want to be a tough guy because I was known for knocking dudes out. So don't be calling me no pretty boy, but I don't. But be honest, I was a pretty boy when I look back at it because I was walking around looking like B2K now. Those are pretty boys. Because back in the day, that's who girls said was cute, and I was trying to be cute. I wanted to look like, the guys they like. So when Genuine had the little S sideburns, I had the S sideburns. When Cisco had the golden hair, I had the golden hair. You're right. I could pop lock. I could do all that shit better
Kevin,
than they could.
Kevin, you not gonna speed past that. You said you had the golden hair.
I had the gold hair like Cisco. I could pop lock. I could do all that,
Oh,
and I used it to pick up women. You can see me gliding across the stage, and I'm gonna use it to flirt, and women love me and I love them. But yeah, I definitely looked that part where they thought I was a pretty boy.
Kevin, I don't want to see
Yeah.
no damn pictures of you with them sideburns.
I can't find
Please,
none. I wish I could. I would have posted them by now.
please
I would,
don't. Just keep those. Please don't.
Kathy, but do you want to see the one with the blonde hair though? I do.
No, no, I do not. We just gonna leave that below. I promise you. We
Oh
are
man, that's funny, man. Listen, when I would wear the
not the
genuine hairdo,
sideburns.
when I had the curl and the genuine hairdo, my nickname was Genuine, and then
Oh
they
my
called me
gosh.
Baby Cisco when I had the little blonde hair in. But I was into all of that stuff. So now I try to tell young men, your life should be about your utility and your skills and your abilities, not how you look in the mirror. So, but back in the age I grew up, yeah, I was trying to look good, So I was a pretty boy, but mad because they was calling me that. But of course, dudes look at him like, gay ass nigga, look at him over there. Hating on me. Wasn't a gay bone in my body.
One thing, and I don't like to talk about with new life, and because it's so hard, but I see, your wives have been thrown into controversy too. How do they handle that? Or, even being referred to things as so awful as like side chick and things like how are they okay? How do they, are they okay mentally, emotionally with, things with them kind of being thrown in the fire too?
Yeah, we've been a public relationship for years. So what they say is actually not new to us at all. That's always been something that's said. People criticize our relationship, even though we all agree. Uh, the one thing that Brehave has mixed up is our relationship dynamic and had it happen how it happened. They seem to think I convinced Jamie to let me move Lacey, and that is not how it happened. Jamie and I have been separated for a few years. I met Lacey, and then Jamie and I got back together thereafter to form this poly union. But um, yeah, either way, whenever we became public and let people know that we were poly, and yeah, that's what people say. Y'all side chicks, you using them, you manipulating them. We have heard all of that. We've heard all of that.
Your
So they're
story is
used to it.
literally there.
Yeah, our
It,
story is there. And then
yeah,
and
like
does it bother us? And does it bother us? Some days it does, some days it does. If you wake up and you vibrating high, nothing nobody says bothers you. If you wake up and you vibrating low, that comment that didn't bother you yesterday will piss you off today. So, we're
Oh,
human.
that is so
I'd say
true.
that.
Kevin, what was the show that you were on? Because I don't know if Kathy saw it. Kathy, have you ever seen Kevin and his wives on the show? It was like featuring their relationship and the
No, like
dynamic.
I'm literally getting a course in Kevin because apparently he's a big deal.
I'm gonna Kathy, I'm gonna send you the show when we get off of this.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm literally getting caught up. I had no clue it was, this big thing. So I'm learning a lot. So please do.
And that
Hmm.
listen, that show didn't do us right either. They tried to some of those faces they had us making, like negative faces. That's not when we were making them. They be tripping, boy. And when you ask them, they'll tell you they got to do something like that to make it interesting. I'm like, no, you don't. Just post it what it is, man. If people are interested, they'll watch it. So I said, we're gonna speak our own story next time. We got to have more creative power.
Yes, and you sure did.
Yes, ma'am. But
Oh,
no, I
I
really
forgot I
appreciate
was
you
in. I
guys.
almost forgot I was in the chat, y'all. I done, I done had this thing on mute. I was doing bad stuff. I'm like, oh wow, we going live. Oh.
You even just posted a video. I just got an
I
alert.
know. You see, I was doing bad.
Hmm.
Oh, hey Kevin. Hey Kathy.
Hey there, how you doing?
He filled us in with a lot of things, Retta. He
Huh?
really
Yeah,
did. He filled
and
us in.
clarified and clarified a lot, and I'm so thankful for it. And
What
even
did
with
I
the
miss? Oh my God, was I asleep again?
And even with the clarification, there's still going to be people that's going to misinterpret his words and things that he said. So it's like a double-edged sword, and you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. But I think he provided clarity and then some, and it's still going to be flipped and reversed.
Yeah, so I got a message saying that Amora, and I'm not sure if it's Kevin's sister that was on live. I heard they was
Please don't say
bashing
that.
Kevin
We're
for
not gonna
like
say that lady name.
who
Just
who
yeah,
Nate.
yeah, say that or something. But I don't
All
want to
right.
speak on
So
it.
Nate and Kevin's sister, I heard was on live for like 7 hours bashing him, and then they said that they was on live having church now praising the Lord. I said, you know what? I can't.
Kevin actually said that they were speaking in tongues.
You
You
know
know
what?
what? One second. I'm sorry. Speaking of which, Kevin, and you don't have to answer, but there's been accusations that you don't believe in a God. Do you care to clarify on your spirituality, or is that just too personal? And if so, I totally understand.
No, it's everywhere. I'm agnostic. So I stand to believe in God when I have evidence to support that. And until then, I don't live my life in belief. However, I am very spiritual, and I don't criticize others for their beliefs. I believe we all have a right to our own. So I always say, if you don't hate people of other religions, then don't hate me either. Please don't. Base my life on my actions and how I treat you, how I treat others.
Mhm.
Hmm,
Yeah.
I get that.
Oh, and when you see the photo that Kevin has as his profile photo,
Mm-hmm.
th- those uh, are the images I believe that he was speaking of from that app. What is it called, Kevin?
It's an app called Lenza. However, that one right there is really me.
Oh, it
It just has,
really is. Wow,
yeah, that's really me, but with
it
a
looks just like the Lensa. Kathy, it was something that went
yeah, it does.
viral for some time. I don't know if you've seen many people posting images of themselves where they kind of look animated and they look wow, I can't
Like
explain
a
it.
cartoon, maybe.
They look animated, but they look godly or
Majestic, like
majestic. Yeah.
yeah, godly, like
Thank y'all
majestic.
for
So
teaching me.
yes, I wanted to try it because I said, "Wow, this thing makes people look real good," and I just never did it. But it was something that went viral for some
Yeah, make
time.
you like a king of queens.
And what
Thank
is
y'all
it
for
called?
teaching me.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, I don't know if
Lenza.
the email on your website is correct. If so, I sent you an email, so can you please be on the lookout for that?
Yes, ma'am. I sure will.
Okay. And then with I'll you already answered. I'll leave it alone.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for even giving us the time to ask you these things.
Mhm. Listen, I wasn't saying nothing because
Yeah,
Kevin
it's
intimidate
my
me,
pleasure.
you know?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to intimidate you.
Nah, I just
Retta,
too
come
funny.
on now. It doesn't seem like anybody could intimidate you.
Nah, let me tell you now. Let me tell you. Nah, let me stop. Nah, Kevin,
Yeah, I'm
Kevin,
fine.
listen, I got much respect for you, your wisdom and everything. I just trust me. I'll be listening. I'll be watching. I'll be in the comments sometime.
Yes, ma'am. I'm
People
honored.
be, they be dogging me out for, agreeing with your situation. But hey, it is what it is. Like I said, everybody ain't gonna agree with you. And it's cool.
So one thing, Kevin, someone asked too, was there any truth to you being a minister in the past?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Was it
Yeah, I was.
Baptist or what?
Non-denominational.
Okay. Okay. And I don't like saying names because certain people I just don't. But I was very taken aback to see the twist of um words when it came to the first party that your brother was in a relationship with. What's your opinion on that? And did you have any rapport with that particular party if you choose?
Can you run that by me one more time?
I was very taken aback when I saw that there was a change or a twist in words from the first party that was involved with your brother. And they were very different, from lack of better words, from past videos to current day. Do you have any thoughts surrounding that, or did you have a rapport with that particular party? If you care to answer or speak on that party.
Yeah, I don't know her.
Okay.
I met her one time at this at the recent event, his show. But no, when I've asked him about her, he said it's strictly professional. He just does pretty much anybody you see him working with is professional. He would not, you know, cross those lines.
No, I'm speaking about the person that he created life with in the past.
Oh wow, wow, you're right. Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's what you're talking about. You asking, do I have a relationship with her?
Yeah, did you have a rapport with her? Did you see the change too in wording? Was that a shock to you as it was to others to see how it went from, this person is great and helps me to this person is not so great, like what's your thoughts on that, or did you even have a rapport with that particular party?
Yeah, I don't know her. I don't know her really at all. I know, my brother dealt with her, but as far as she goes, it's crazy. But maybe she didn't go to my same school, but I never talked to her. I always knew about her living in
Mm.
my city. I always knew about her living in my city, but she never really came close to my circles. We never rubbed elbows, anything like that.
Well,
So I don't know her well.
Kevin, that's very interesting because last night she went live to address Beyond Crafting with Retta, who's on here with us, and she spoke about you the majority of the time of how well, mainly Robert, but she said that she never liked you. You were very weird. You made her uncomfortable. Uh, I'm trying to think of other things that she said about you, but she said she never liked you.
As far as she never was around me to like me.
That's very
If
interesting.
if anything, I might be in the car when he went over there to pick up the Shari or something, but I've never
Yeah,
had words really with her.
wow, that's very
Yeah, I
interesting.
knew that she was. I knew she had her issues and with their arguments and stuff like that. But I know he never abused her, but her lying self, they be just capping over there. But um, no, I don't know how she's sitting here saying maybe she thought I was weird. Maybe she's just projecting on me that I was weird. I don't know.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
a lot of people in the chat are saying, yeah, she said you were weird, and I don't know where that came from, but
Like weird. It's to me, I would never say somebody was just weird. It just sounds like to me it's just a hating thing to say.
yeah,
If I said I was like she was weird, she seemed this kind of way, she seemed thrown off, or I would say more than that. She's just weird. Never liked him. I didn't even know you. I don't know that girl.
yeah. She said you made her feel uncomfortable. You just didn't sit well with her. I can't really say verbatim what else she said, but she mentioned you a couple
Yeah.
of times in the live, a couple of times.
Yeah, it's definitely she's probably going to she's gonna have negative a negative opinion of me. I guess that's fine, but I don't, really have one outside of her. For her, other than the certain situations I've known for them to have. You know, things she done, to my brother whenever he was trying to pick up the Shari, and she. I think I saw a video one time where she says that didn't happen like I thought it did, so I'll just, leave that alone. But yeah, as far as it goes, I don't know her. I don't not know that girl. I don't know what she's saying. That's funny to me.
To cloud. She just want to have something to talk about.
She
That's
was
all.
always weird. I don't know. It was just I can't put my
You,
finger on it, but it's weird.
no, you know what? To be honest with you, it could have been the viewers, because the viewers were upset because you came on and had an interview with Miss Caddy, or Kathy Chatty, um, Chatty Kathy. My bad. And they were in her comments speaking on that, and I think she just needed something to say about you that was negative because it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I don't know her. I would never. I don't know anything bad about her. Like I said, other than her dealings with my brother, and from the outside looking in, having a lot of children, but people can make those type of judgments, and that person can be very sweet. Um, but so I don't know that girl. My mother had 5 kids, so hey, so I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, she reminds me of someone that will just, she's going to feed you what you want to hear just to keep your attention. So people were talking about you in that moment, and she's just going to keep going with it. Yeah, I just didn't like him. He was just weird. I felt uncomfortable around him, and yeah, she just wanted to please the crowd by speaking ill of you because they were speaking ill of you.
People were in
Yeah,
the
it's
chat saying
probably what
that
it was.
she's more believable than Brianna. I said they both liars.
For real. Yeah, I wish y'all knew. It's so crazy.
So, Kevin, do you care to?
I got high morals for lying. We got whoopings for that. We got our ass toe up for lying. So
Who you telling?
for me, I just don't tell lies. I just don't. And to me, it's weird to live in a world with people who, when they just willing to tell lies like that. I see that as very horrible. And maybe that was just instilled into me with all those ass whoopings for lying. If they just think you're lying, you're getting the ass whooping. So man, I ain't telling no lie because you're gonna get an ass whooping anyway. So you might as well just tell the truth.
So,
Might as
have
well just tell the
there
truth.
been more accusations that what is it that you are connected to what fake pages on social media and that you had some involvement with the pretty BRE? Can you clear your stance on
Oh
those?
my gosh. Absolutely not. The most I ever done was message Pretty Bree to ask her if that was true, and that was before the Tasha K incident. So when I saw the text messages stuff going in and people breaking that down, I asked her and said, "Is that true?" She never responded back or anything like that. Um, what was the other thing you asked me? Oh yeah, for any fake pages? Heck no, not at all. I heard them saying one page looks like my words the way I type. I'm like, y'all crazy. Y'all do it and say anything. Like that's what you have to say that's me. I like that is ridiculous.
Pretty Bree probably didn't respond to you because her messages were flooded. She received so many messages she probably just couldn't
Yeah, it's
even
probably
get to
still in her.
yours.
It's probably still in her filtered and stuff. She probably never see that message.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you basically learned about it as everyone else did.
yeah. My brother don't even be telling me what be going on. So I guess when he finds out, he don't tell me. I was sitting here watching right with y'all. My mouth was covered and my ears was covered. I felt like them three monkeys when Pretty Bree was talking. But I'm gonna tell you, boy. Listen, this is what I'm gonna tell you about Pretty Bree. Okay, Pretty Bree will have a humongous platform if she kept that bullshit up. Talking and acting like that, it just will take off in this world. And she has a very powerful voice. She's raw when she talk, and I believe what she's saying. But she is rough, boy. But that roughness and harshness had us all like, what? You didn't have to say it like that.
That's
Boy, when
exactly
she
how I
was
would have
going,
said it.
listen, when that girl said if he come back, I'll mess with him again, I was just like,
You,
damn.
I
you know what?
respect that.
You want the other girl to at least leave your man alone. But what if she say, if he come over here, he gonna get it again? What do you say to that? And then
No,
she ran off like she don't want to talk about it. Nah, you gotta come back. Say something to Pretty Bree. She is talking, respond, but I'm gonna mind my business.
no, but Kevin, if you really think about it, she reached out to Brianna to warn her. So that goes to show you she has some sort of a moral. She has moral standards, right?
No, she does. No,
But but
no, she
once you
does.
push her, that's when Pretty Bree comes out, and it's like,
That's when it come out.
mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am. So I could see a girl who was like, okay, she's probably dealing with him. He ain't really telling her they together. Okay, he finally posted they are together. I can see her probably feeling some kind of way by that. Like, okay. So he is with somebody. So we've been having this going on for X amount of time, and he with somebody. So I can see him reaching out to her saying, this man still calls me, talks bad about you. And I can see her responding in a negative way and pissing this girl off. And I can see, okay, since you want to run your mouth, this is the side of me that you're gonna get. And I don't think nobody want to be on that side of Pretty Bree. I just don't. I just think that she's so willing to say it in the worst way, possibly even act on it. And I don't, like I said, I don't think that what's her name, you know who I'm talking about, is really ready for that type of energy. So she avoided it because she felt like this will be real life consequences. This person ain't about to go tell on me and try to sue me or go call the cops. This person gonna come see me. And it's like, I don't want that. This is some real stuff. So I think that's why she was like, yeah, let me just go ahead and pray and get over here and get back to this red ticket church. I'm telling you, that's the real big Bree. That's what I said from here on out. That's a Bree. She summoned her. She did. She summoned that woman, and it that's why I say sometimes it takes somebody like that. But none of us should be that guy. We shouldn't be that guy to stoop to that level. But sometimes it takes that. I think that she really changed the whole course of this thing. She's the X factor. I don't think if Pretty Bree was here, she would be wanting to pretend like she's about peace so much. So I think Pretty Bree definitely I think she definitely you know, humbled her. Come on, y'all. You can see it. You can see the fear in her face, yo. People was just like, well, I wonder why she ain't saying that. Now I'm like, cause she's scared. I've seen fear before. I know fear. I've put it in many people's eyes. I know fear. And I know how they act when they scared. They act like they doing something else now. They act like that was yesterday what they was doing when they was bothering you. Today they turning over a new leaf. They're about something else, and they believe that's supposed to make you go away. Nah, I'm not going away. Now, I'm not saying me personally because her actual thing wasn't with me. But let's take the guy who tried to lie on me. When I finally gave him my attention and got on to him, he tried to say, I ain't even worried about that no more. I'm over here trying to do something for the people. He wanted me to believe that since he over here with a new mission in his mind, I'm supposed to let go of everything he doing to me. No, I'm on your ass now. Now I got a problem with you. So now come on, talk to me. Don't worry about your mission. You pulled me off mine. Now that you got my attention, let's discuss it. You know, but he wanted me to go on and let him do what he was doing because he trying to do something better with his life now. That's how they do. Run off and pretend they doing something else. I'm sure y'all done seen it before.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah, they building sand castles and whistling in the wind now. But a minute ago, they was talking shit about you, right? But now since you mad about it and you over there to holler at them about it, now they over here doing something totally different. You're supposed to say, my bad, continue on and just leave them to their mess. No. That's not how life works, man. You're creating this nonsense. People are gonna say something back, they're gonna respond, and now you want it to stop. I mean, we've been wanted it to stop. And the thing about it is the thing that you're asking to stop is just us exposing what you're doing. It's not even us attacking you. That's what's mind blowing. exposing what they're doing, they look at it like attacks. Because I've never even attacked the dude who hated on me other than just talking shit to him. But in terms of like just coming up with mean and negative things to say to terrorize the guy, I've never did. I've only slowed his video down to show you how much of a liar he is. And that makes him feel like I'm attacking him. It
They get
blows my mind.
offended. They get
Right.
offended when you call them out. Yeah.
And that's all you're doing is calling them out. You're not, the things that they're doing is lying on you, right? Talking about your children in the worst way, right? Wishing death. They do all of that stuff. You talk about how they do that stuff, and to them that's an attack. Ain't that crazy?
It
You'll be like,
doesn't
yo,
make
you
any
said what
sense.
about my child? And they'll what you're saying to them is you calling them out about what they said about your child. But to them, that's an attack. So again, their whole point is to just misunderstand you, weaponize whatever you say to them so they can be a victim. And they love to play victim. They over there, please leave us alone. In the name of God, leave us alone. Like you served that same God when you was bothering us. When you type up all the inappropriate stuff you put up, you serve the same God. Don't start saying God gonna protect you now. That's crazy.
And one thing that I can't say, I can't
Yo,
stand is when they're like, God doesn't play about me. God doesn't. Well, you know what? He doesn't play about us either. He doesn't play about truth clearly either.
yeah, who would God play about if you're all God's children? Who would he play about? Right? It makes no sense, right?
Yeah, I cannot stand that.
But that's why I say it's grandiose. They think they're God's special child. They think that God loves them more than his other children. Like you're not separate if you believe in this God. He's everybody's God. So why would God let you go on a tear against other people, but then get other people when they say something back to you? That's not how. I mean, if that's how her God works in her mind, then okay, that's a weird God to have. But dang, ain't y'all glad God don't work like that, or life don't work like that?
Mhm. God don't play about me. He don't play about me.
Right, but that means she'll even terrorize you with God because she knows that God has her back. She'll go fuck with you because she know if you mess with her, God gonna get you. You see what I'm saying? Like she'll weaponize anything. She weaponized God against you. They doing that now, trying to make you feel like if you keep speaking against this, lightning gonna come out the sky and hit you. Go listen to their live. It's shaming tactics to try and use God to scare y'all out of speaking out. It's unreal. She even they got the preacher voice going. They speaking powerfully over there. They going all the way in. I'm like, why wasn't y'all doing this the whole time?
That's what I heard. They was over there praising the Lord and everything.
I started to type in all caps, preach. Like, because it would have really been, she was really preaching. No, she was coming from scripture and everything. She was speaking about the prodigal son. She called Bree the prodigal daughter.
So who was speaking? Who Nate?
I forget her name. Might be Mamie or something like that. But yeah, she was over there sounding like Juanita Bynum over there.
Mm.
I appreciated the message. I don't mind it. I just hope they listen to it. The
No.
message is for them. She's preaching that you cease fire. That's for them. We ain't the ones over here letting them off. They are who you go to for the lies and propaganda. We just talking about it.
Mm-mm.
Well, they talking about God. God doesn't like to be played with.
They gonna see.
Right. And even now they say I came out of nowhere. Like they haven't been talking about me for literal months. I go forever and not say something. They're still saying something. Even got a name for me, right? But they call me Kevina. I didn't make that name up for myself. That's their name for me,
Man,
right?
listen.
And it's like, why Kevin even saying something? You wonder why I'm saying something. It's unreal. They
Because
play
it's gone
dumb. They
too
just play
far. It's
dumb all
gone
the
too
time.
far.
Say what?
And I said it's gone too far. But let me tell you this, Kevin. You said you reached out to Janelle in reference to the violent. Sometimes I get stuck with my words, but the threats.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mhm.
I'm telling you right now, whatever he said to you is false. Birthday party, and Retta is also aware of what that means in New York terms. I spoke to a few people from New York this weekend, and as soon as I said birthday party, they said, "Oh, that's to off somebody."
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm just letting you know that he probably switched up when he spoke to you over the phone. but he even posted a story and said something about ready for the birthday party. And I screenshot that as well. So there's no denying that.
Well, all threat will be noted.
Yeah.
Kevin,
I,
but
I,
this
I
whole
always
thing,
say, I always say when I get threats that life is full of decisions and consequences. If my decisions has brought you as my consequence, then know that there'll be consequences for your decision as well. So if you come and attack me, just be well aware of what may happen to you. So you can make that decision. I can't stop you. I really can't. You're gonna do what you want to do. You know, I may even ask you not to, but that's up to you ultimately. You know, so I think about stuff like that if I before I think about going to attack somebody. You know, it may not go the way you want it to go.
did you see a major shift in your platform since this whole thing, or is it calmed down, or is it still affected? With the comments and reactions that you were once getting, has that altered tremendously and more so focused on this with the content that you create?
Yeah, I still get people on my page commenting. Tell your brother that if I'm a video I'm counseling how a man mistreats a woman, go tell all that to your brother. You know. But I imagine I'll get that for a while. I always say, hey, that's good for the algorithm. You'll keep my videos being watched. You know. But if it's anything where they typing in the word abuse or anything that I don't like that, I just delete them. But um, the demonetization, they're trying to flag my page and stuff like that. I imagine they'll keep doing stuff like that because they're not really done. They'll just pray and try and convince you to be done because it's a game to them. It's all part of their war strategy. That's how I see it. Um, Make you think that they don't want no drama or try to make the world think that, but really the whole time they backhanded doing this stuff. And I know y'all have seen this. This is the first time that they will say that they don't keep stuff going, but y'all do or we do. And they always try that stuff. But notice when we make a video, we're responding to something that they did. We're not saying, oh y'all, let me talk to y'all about this person. That's not what's happening, you know. So I would like for it all to go away as well. My brother get on me every time I get on these videos. I better stop. Being this is his situation, but I would like for it to stop as well. I don't know if you guys, I think you guys take from the other day when I said she wasn't an inherent bad person. I'm not hopping on here saying anything necessarily bad about them to try and keep something going. I don't want it to, but like I said, if they're gonna acknowledge they don't have to acknowledge anything they was doing wrong. If they asking us to stop or asking you guys to stop, and they're gonna actually stop, hey, I'm just gonna pay attention to see if it stops. But Brianna has started something that she's not gonna be able to stop. Okay, and that is constant critiques. Okay, because she's put her life out there trying to hurt someone else, trying to talk down on so many people. Um, People are going to constantly watch her behaviors, but the good news is if she's not putting bad behaviors out there, nobody will have anything to say. So I know that we're all in the limelight in that way. I know I'm for sure in the limelight that way. That's why I say the things that people say about me is something that somebody else said I did. It ain't nothing that you seeing me do. Nothing. It's somebody else saying I did something. And I don't think that should affect a man's reputation. The things that y'all are doing, y'all are pausing her camera that's pointed at her. She knows it's pointed at her because she hit the damn button, and you can see her acting this way. That don't happen on this end. And if it does, I would understand it. If people critique the words I said or the actions that I was doing on my videos, other than how many pictures I got on the damn wall, they just try to find out a way to make me a bad person. You got pictures on the wall. I'm gonna say you conceited, and so by that you're a bad person. Okay, well, ask my children. Ask my children how this conceit that I supposedly have comes out in my parenting towards them. Ask my wives. But again, you can make me a bad person because I got pictures on the wall. It's weird, but anyway, um, I was gonna say that until something crazy happens and they do something that needs me to say something that I'll speak on. If they come out with lies about my name, I have to address them. Depending on what the lies are, I always say proof is on the person who's telling the lie. People they said in that video the last time, why don't Robert ever prove his innocence? Why don't he go get a lie detector test? I'm like, yo, she's made enough videos explaining this situation where he don't got to go get a lie detector test. We already see what it is. And if you're accusing somebody of something, the proof is on you, the person who's accusing. If you say you recorded it and you got it, how can he record himself not hitting her and prove to you he never hit her? What proof do you want? You can't prove the non-existence of a thing. So he can't prove the non-existence of physical abuse. You see how that works? They'll always say there's some recording where he hit her and didn't record it. So how can you record yourself not hitting somebody and that be evidence you not hitting somebody? Like, goodness gracious. The main thing is she's had her opportunity to say he abused her. She's had her opportunity to explain it in detail. She's had her opportunity to show us the videos. There's a couple of ways she could have proved it. With a consistent story that she never backtracked on. Very detailed, consistent story, multiple consistent stories, because she said it happened multiple times. And to a person that got abused multiple times, well, this shouldn't be hard to present, right? Because you don't got to document it when it happened. You just got to remember it. That's all. Tell the story straight every single time. Maybe we can believe you if you're consistent. And then maybe if you can prove it. But the videotapes we're seeing is actually you hitting him. So, okay, in those cases, you at least didn't prove him hitting you. So we still don't believe it, ma'am. And if you don't have none of that stuff, why don't you just go your way and live your life with the man you got, with the man you say you love? It doesn't make any sense that you be burning up energy still trying to prove somebody did something to you. That's why I keep saying, what these people on Facebook gonna do? Why do you need them to think that he did something to you? It seems that you have an agenda. Because what they gonna do? Talk? Put comment toward it? Like, it makes no sense. Go on, you're free. You want it to be out, you're out. Go, fly, spread your wings. Do y'all think that it makes sense to still be that caught up in trying to prove somebody did something when all the proof that you did that? When you try to prove he a verbal abuser, you hear you verbally abusing him. When you try to prove that he's a physical abuser, you see you physically abusing him. Even in the videos where y'all yelling bitch back at each other, it's y'all yelling bitch back at each other. You can't even allow yourself to be abused. You have to fight. That means you're not being abused.
Good point.
And the story, as much as she says it's always consistent, it is not. She
It
went
is
on to
never
a public
consistent.
platform and never told them that she sprayed him with pepper spray. She did not tell these big um hosts that she interviewed with that she did that. She left that part out of the story. Why is that?
Because she's learning. See, when she made that video real quickly, her world is so toxic, she does not know what abuse is. And that's why I say she's not a bad person. She just doesn't know. She told that story like it happened most accurately the first time. And she said, I went and got the mace, went back to him. Because she lives in a world of inaccountability through her father, through online and anything, she's going to tell these stories mostly straight because she doesn't know where she's going wrong. She doesn't. To her, it seemed perfectly normal to go grab a fucking weapon and come back in there and say, I want your phone and laptop. That seems normal. So she told us. So she's working on trying to figure out what would be the good thing to do so she can say she did that. And she don't really know, so she's trying her best. So that's why I say she can't help it. She can't help but tell on herself because while she may be deducing what she did or reducing what she did, she can't completely omit it because she doesn't really know that it's bad. And that's the key thing that is aggression. Like saying, I went for his phone first. If you're trying to explain all this stuff to an officer, this is why they not reacting. And then also my brother have a video. So it's like, go tell him what I did to you. Yeah, when I went through his phone, he wouldn't give it to me. I punched him twice, and then he held me down. And when he held me down, his fingers hurt my wrist. Wait a second, time out. So him holding you off of him is what abused you, man? That ain't what abuse is. He's supposed to sit there and let me hit him. No, he's not. Nobody is. That's crazy. So they drive back off. You see?
and
I
and
say she
also
doesn't know
she
what
mentioned,
abuse is. She'll
no,
say
she,
you
you
ain't
remember
shit
how
and you
she
ain't never gonna be shit. And if he say you bitch for talking to me that way, now she's being abused. But she doesn't know when she said you ain't shit and you will never be shit, that is abuse. And that is him responding to how it feels to be told that. And yeah, you can call that abuse. But what she is doing is she's literally digging into this man, saying you ain't never gonna be shit. Bitch is the word that men use when a woman is being an asshole. Yes, it may hurt a woman when he says it, but I'm gonna tell you what really hurts. Your wife telling you ain't never gonna be shit. So if you say bitch to that, it's because she's being an asshole to you. Like if he tell you you ain't shit and you ain't never gonna be shit. If you say you fucking asshole, if he make it like you abused him and call him a fucking asshole, you're gonna be like, that's crazy as hell. So they're responding to each other. You see what I'm saying?
And for somebody that has ever experienced abuse, if you know that your partner uses social media to feed the family and you're taking his laptop and throwing it across the room, you know that if you break that laptop, that's his money. You'd be so afraid of the consequences, right? I mean, at least I would.
Absolutely. Right.
Mm. Can I ask you a question, Kevin,
Right.
just
If a
off the
man
subject a
never hit
little
me
bit?
before, sure, I was gonna say real quick before you do. If a man never hit me before, if my woman never hit me before, I would think if I grabbed her shit and threw it across the room, that might evoke a hit. So I still wouldn't do it. So to me, she don't even care if you will. I think she knows he won't, and that's why she'll do all of that. A person who does all of that, they know your ass ain't gonna do shit. So they'll do all that shit. That's how bullies do until you stand up to them. What was you gonna ask me?
So I wanted to ask you, what do you think about the girl TM? And the reason why I'm bringing that up because her daughter is actually on Jeannie's live right now talking about her. So that's why I brought that up real quick. What do you think about this whole situation with your sister and Jeannie and your brother and everything? I mean, TM.
PM. I don't know what that is.
I didn't want to Tamika, Tomika.
Oh, okay. I don't know too much about that. I know that Tardy thought that she was a real friend, but I don't know too much about that.
Okay. Because she's on live. Her daughter is called in Jeannie's live and is actually, talking to her about her mom and I guess that whole situation and everything else that's been going on with her mother on the internet.
Okay, I would just be banking on it being more gossip and lies and propaganda that doesn't at all that is not evidence at all of abuse on Brianna via my brother. And so that's
Mm-hmm.
me to me that showed all that stuff shows me is that they're not really working to hold my brother accountable like they say, you know. And if
Mm-hmm.
you're holding him accountable, tell us exactly what you are holding him accountable for. Is it abuse of Brianna, physical abuse of Brianna? Is that what you want to hold him accountable for? Or are you just trying to hold him accountable for something that he may have done wrong in this marriage? And if that's the case, it's ridiculous to be seeking somebody out for that. But I think he has said that. He has said there's things he could have done better. He has said there are certain ways he shouldn't have handled it. I told you guys myself when I reviewed the video of him cussing at her about pulling the wig off. I was like, wow, that just sounds horrible. Never should he have responded in that way. Once you go there with the woman, there ain't nowhere else to go. And so all y'all gonna be doing is sitting there yelling unless you do something more, and you're not gonna do something more. So why even take it there? To me, I say soften your voice when she start talking reckless. Soften your voice, chill out. Just say I'm gonna relax. I see where this is going, and get away from her. And her punishment, it shouldn't be no hit. It shouldn't be you yelling back at her, yelling louder than her. It should be you leaving her ass alone. That's what it should be. You shouldn't be around somebody who's willing to do that shit to you. Like if your man jumped up in your face, put his forehead on yours, and held you up against the wall, like say something. Yo, be calm. And if he back down, leave his ass alone. Don't let him do that to you. That's unfair. I'm not letting nobody subject me to no shit like that. But I ain't about to yell back in your face.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But when you say it's
I wanted
easier
to make
said
one.
than done,
Oh,
though.
Yes, it is easier said than done. It is. That's why it requires mental effort, and you got to put in that work before time. And relationships can be very dangerous in that way because they happen spur of the moment. You know, but yeah, many men have found themselves yelling back at their wives, and then while they were angry at what their wives said, them yelling back hurt their wives' feelings, and now they both hurt, and now they both can't mend each other, and the man don't get what he needs because what she said hurt. She don't get what he needs because how he said it hurt, and both of them are hurting. So I find that we both have to learn to hold our words. If you're a woman, don't just say what you're feeling and thinking in that moment because you're angry. And as a man, hold your tone and present yourself in the calmest voice because the goal is that you inspire your wife to change in a positive way, and that you inspire your husband to change in a positive way. It's not about forcing them. It's not by might nor by power. It is not. You know, although the man is stronger than the woman, she asks that you don't bully her and that you don't use that strength against her to dominate her, and you be gentle with her and speak to her with a calm voice. And your power is submitted to her. And because she can go out and dress any kind of way and hurt our feelings, and we can't do that to her. She has the power over her femininity. We ask her to watch what she says to us because that can tear us down. We ask her to watch how she treats us. Don't take advantage of us. Don't bully us in certain ways. You see, so a woman knows she has her rights to wear what she wants, and she knows her man would feel a certain way if she wore a certain thing. And if he says, "Can you not wear that? It makes me feel uncomfortable." He's asking her to respect his boundaries, just like she's asking him, "Don't yell at me. Don't use your strength against me." Um, if we're asking that from each other, and if you want him to respect your boundaries, then he should respect yours, right? That's how I see it.
Right. I just wanted to bring up a point that I saw this in the comments a lot. The argument that your brother had with his wife when they were in the car and he said he would kick her out. He offered to call her Uber. He said, "I'll call you an Uber."
He
Me
did.
personally, I've been in a situation like that where I got kicked out the car. I was stranded. I didn't get offered anything, not even $1 to catch a cab. So I don't know many abusive people that would say, "I'm gonna just call you an Uber," but that's just my personal thought on that.
No, absolutely right. And the thing that she said to him to trigger him to say that, I wouldn't have called her an Uber if it was my wife. She said something very, very horrible, and I know I don't even have permission to tell y'all, but trust me, it was not good at all what she said to him. You know, um, so yeah, if a woman
How
said that,
convenient.
if a woman
How
said that to a
convenient.
man, yeah, they block it out, and they only say because it starts off with him being ridiculously angry. You
They
know.
block those things out.
Hmm.
They block the things out that trigger him. So convenient.
Yeah. And you got to think if a person's in the heat of rage and they don't know you're recording, they may be saying what they're saying angrily, but they mean what they say because they don't know you're recording. You do know you're recording, but yet you're still calling him a bitch. Now, your goal is to prove that he's verbally abusing you. So it seem like you would at least pretend that you're getting verbally abused and that the word bitch is hurting you right now. Like, I can't believe you're calling me that. Like, okay, maybe I offended you. I didn't mean this. What I say? Why are you so angry? Like, it would seem that you would play a abused role, but she don't even know how to play the role. She's a liar. She's cap.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And
How can I?
Robert
How can
scared
I?
to tell him
Hey,
the truth.
y'all, watch how this person abuses me, and you hear me saying, "You bitch, you little bitch, you little bitch." Like, what? Hey, y'all, watch how my dog hits me. Watch how my dog bites me back, and I go in there and just poke his ass with a stick and just keep poking him. Yeah, eventually he gonna bite me back.
Mm-hmm.
But see, this is the world, and I want y'all to understand this. The world that men live in is they cannot show aggression. So we have to talk in a lighter tone. We have to always be very gentle. And a toxic woman knows that. So if you talk to her in a way where she feels like your tone is off, she'll check you. She'll tell you don't raise your voice, don't you use your aggression. But yet she'll stand up, snap her fingers in your face, roll her eyes at you, and talk to you any kind of way. And I always say that's completely unfair, because if I marry a woman and she wants me to maintain myself in that calm demeanor, then she got to do the same. Because it'd be unfair for me to ask her to stay in her place as a woman and don't talk to me like that, talk to me like a man, but instead I go to her demanding and talking down on her and raising my voice at her. That is because I know I would bring out disrespect from her, a whole different attitude because of how I'm treating her. So men know that as soon as I say something smart back, or as soon as I raise my voice, oh, I'm gonna be the person that's abusing you, and my words now hurt you. But your words don't hurt me, and that's crazy that you don't think that, because she says verbal abuse is real. Verbal abuse is real. It is. If you know it's real, then why did you say all those evil things to that man? Why are you still doing it? You got to think about this. You make a video, press play, and get on there and insult this man's genitals. Even when people are online talking to the ex about his genitals, it makes me angry, just because women can just sit up and discuss men's genitals. If dudes were sitting here talking about a woman that exists in reality on live, and they like, was a coochie loose? Was it good? How did it get wet? How was it? Y'all would be highly offended. But it's okay to sit up there and just be like, so was Robert Dick really small, or what? I mean, And then the way Brianna did it, it's just, it was small. It was a shrimp. I couldn't feel it. Like, yo, that's literally abusing this man. Literally. But she's saying he abuses her. Then she said, you ain't shit. You ain't never gonna be shit. You trying to put your music on Spotify. You got to pay for this and pay for that. And it still ain't. She's literally breaking down the music business and then blaming him like, yo, he ain't shit because he's trying to do the music business. You got to think, man, you know how people like got to be really talented at roasting? They got to do that a lot to get good at it. She went ham on that damn video. She went ham. She's good at that shit. That means she do it all the time.
And did you see her face when she did it? It was almost like an
Yeah.
out of body experience watching that.
It's cold as hell. And I couldn't imagine a woman I love with all my heart, my wife, sitting there telling me that shit. So my brother be like, it don't hurt. I'd be like, that shit'll fucking hurt me. Like if my ladies left me and then they went right and got another guy, they got that guy up in their face saying he treat me better than you. And man, that shit'll hurt my feelings. I ain't even gonna cap. That'll break my heart. But man, my brother was like, man, she was so abusive. Can't nothing she do bother me. Nothing she can do bother me, bro. And I'd be like, that's amazing to me that somebody can do you that dirty that don't bother you right there. You're like, it just don't, bro. It's like a wall. I don't even, it don't bother me at all. Cause I know her. I know she's trying to hurt me. It's like, hey, why are you gonna let that hurt you? And so he's like immune to it because he's seen so much of it, hurt it so much, you know. Crazy.
And even after that video where Jonelle had the baby girl sitting on his lap in the airport, in the airplane, and you know, them doing that little skit, I'm gonna call it a skit, with baby girl when she didn't want to go to her dad. Even after that, people were speaking on it and how, disgusting it was that they're using the child. She goes on to do it again yesterday. And I'm thinking to myself, you guys want us to stop talking about it. Maybe if she would stop behaving like this, we would stop talking, because she's antagonizing him by using baby Amora, and it's just not right.
Listen, that
And
would
then they wonder, why he's not
absolutely
spending
rip
time
my
with his
heart out. And I
child.
said
We
that,
don't know if he's being kept away from her. We don't know that.
right. And I said that to old dude. I said, listen, I love my kids. And I want to raise my kids. I don't want some other man carrying my kids on their shoulders. I don't want to see my kid all happy looking at somebody else's face. I want them to look in my face. I am their father. They are my responsibility. And it would kill me to see my ex filming that another man playing with my child. So I was like, I don't even think you're thinking about that she's using you as a weapon, even if you don't intend to be used as a weapon. The fact that's on social media is crazy. If you say you love children, if you say, hey, I'm gonna, I love children, that's fine. And if you want to, if you're with her and you want to love the child, that's perfectly fine. But it seems that you would say, this ain't for social media. This part right here ain't for social media, right? Let's actually have some concern and some sympathy for your situation, right? And not put this online. That would be great if they didn't do that. But you can't tell them how to do their platform. They're gonna do it like that, and they're gonna say it ain't abuse, even though it is, even though that invites negative feelings on him. And I think that Bree know that if Robert had another woman right now and they were really close, and Amara was over there getting close with that girl, and Robert was putting it on camera, that would hurt her. She knows she wouldn't want to see Amara getting close with no woman like that soon. She wouldn't. But hey, that concern is not for the other side. And I feel like, real love, even after a marriage dissolves, you would still do those type of things for the betterment of your child, not even that person. And when people say stuff like, let that man see his baby, I'll be like, let your baby see her dad. She ain't just terrorizing him. We have to get her to know that. And so we have to do that by stop saying you're doing something to Robert. She is doing something to her own child, her own flesh and blood. Her dad, her other half, can't see her. She's not allowed to see him. If that's happening, that's what she's doing to Amora, right? Not just Robert. And so why would you do that to your own child? You don't
And
punish her.
what doesn't make sense is that about 2 weeks ago, she posted, I will no longer share my life with you guys to that extent. I'm going to keep things private. And I thought to myself, okay, well, if she keeps things private, then we won't really have much to talk about. And she started to post her daughter with Jonelle. And in the way
It
that
literally
it
makes no
offends
sense that
people
they're
is to
doing that.
see the baby girl sitting on his lap. That was just unacceptable.
Right. I would have lost my mind, man. So That's why I'd be like, feel sorry for my brother. Very angry with her for how she's doing that, and yeah, it's just unbelievable. The emotions that go through me saying that is just unreal because I know that if my brother was quick to anger and wrathful like she paints him out to be, he wouldn't have his freedom or his life, or potentially his life. Um, yeah, man. Because just imagine if my brother was just some crazy person. Just imagine that, man. He would have pulled up and did something crazy. And that's what we'd all be talking about. Maybe I maybe might not even have a brother today if he reacted, if he just took that in the worst way and reacted differently. But she's definitely trying to provoke him. It may be just provoke him to pain. Maybe she don't want him to respond, but some people respond from that shit. But it shows that you're the terror. It shows that you're the abuser. And I saw one video when she said, "I'm going to make you pay," and I'm like, that should have gave people, that should have gave it away. I saw one video when she said it was hard becoming a wife from being a hoe, and I was like, to me, that's a person who don't care about their husband's reputation. Like, even if you're joking, if people start saying it in his comments and stuff, you could weaken the reputation of your brand and your relationship by saying that. So it's like this person really never had no empathy for the hell and the damage they're creating for that other person. But I don't think they know how to. That's why I said she needs help. Because you got to think, would you say that? Would you say that on a live? Why would you say that? Because it definitely sounded like she was talking about herself. And it's like, to even say that if you're not talking about yourself or if you're joking, I mean, I don't think my brother heard it that day. He was on live himself, so
I mean,
I keep on
I
saying you
don't know
love
any
it.
I don't know anyone that has ever experienced domestic violence that would feel so open to share their child with another man on social media for the world to see and not fear the consequences. Because did you see all those people that lost their lives on Facebook because of infidelity or being embarrassed or exposed? So many people have
Yeah.
lost their lives on live. This is not a game.
Well, that's why I be saying when she talks about being a good mother, and I think she believes that motherhood is simply how you treat your child, or how you feel about your child, and it's also in the decision making. If the decisions that you are making can bring harm upon you, um, then you're not a good mother. If you're provoking people to come and retaliate against you or even your children, that's not a good mother move. So just like you would tell a man, being a good father, it encompasses more than just how you interact when you're with the child. You can be very playful, wrestle with him, and do all that stuff. But being a father is also about providing. It's also about setting a good example. So you can't go out and live any life you want to live now, man. You got to imagine your son living that life and live the life that you would want him to live. Do that now. Whatever life you want your son to live, you live that life. So he can model it, right? Because it's a responsibility to it. So even if a man is great with his children, if he goes out and lives a horrible life, he's not a good father because you're setting a bad example. So you got to check off all the boxes now. You can't just be able to have a good handshake with your child and play video games with them or sip teapot with your daughter and dress up with your daughter. It's got to be more than that, right? It's got to be righteous teaching, so they can make the right moves and navigate through life in the best possible way, get the best outcome. That's what being a father or mother is all about. It's not just in how you treat your child, becoming best friends with your child. You actually got to make decisions with them in mind and their betterment in mind. You can't just give them what they want. Sometimes they may want something that ain't good for them. They might want to go somewhere that ain't good for them. You got to say no. And sometimes you got to do that with your spouse, and they have to understand. That's difficult for her to hear the answer no. That's difficult for her. She's going to fight you and be a terror if she hears that answer. But you can't buy everything that nobody wants, not even himself. He got to make sacrifices for himself as a man, as a father. So if I got to tell me no about certain things that I got to have, I certainly have to say it to you. It's a budget. Life is about getting your family to a higher place, not making everybody in your family happy with what you can buy them, give them, or please them. It's crazy that life is about that people think that life, that's what life about. It ain't. We ain't never gonna get to a place where we leaving an inheritance to our kids if we giving all the inheritance away to our kids to please their selfish desires. It's just rooted in this matrix fashion and whatnot. Why?
Exactly why. Kevin, I could say this. I will stop. I'm telling you right now, I would stop doing what I'm doing if she would stop involving the children. I would stop doing what I'm doing if she would stop doing these interviews, speaking on domestic violence. It's just, that is what is keeping me going. And she's about to be on a panel with Megan Good. I said to myself, if she speaks on domestic violence on that panel, this is really going to look bad for your brother.
Yeah, but it'll ultimately be bad for her because they have a court date coming up, and she can't do stuff like that no more, and they're watching. So it's just gonna be worse. So I just say let this person bury themselves, for lack of a better word. At some point you got to make better decisions, the decisions that benefit your life. And she has a decision to make. She can get on that panel and do it one way, or she can do it another. You know, she is choosing her path, man, and I don't think she's liking where it's leading. I mean, she's got these people making videos asking people to stop. So you obviously ain't liking where it's leading. It's like chill, actually do that. And what you just said, Sweet Ma, is very is actually very surreal, because what they're saying is that they're still making videos to hold my brother accountable for how he did in the marriage. And what you're saying is you're doing this to hold her accountable for how she's behaving today. And I think that she's got some control over that. I feel like, why even try to haunt my brother with about a marriage that's already over? But this behavior today is something that I can absolutely see why you would confront that behavior, because there's children involved. And not only are you doing it to expose what's going on, you're showing a lot of people how not to behave this way. So we got to remember the help that you're doing as well. People like to say it's just bashing, but listen, I review people's content all the time with negative behavior. And I think people could say I'm bashing them, but I'm talking about your behavior. You know, that's why I rather review skits in that way, so nobody's offended. But sometimes I see a video that's bad enough, and I'll review it and I'll talk about that shit and go in on it, because our community needs to see it, and we got to stop doing this to each other. You know, so when I do that, that's not to hurt that family. If some dude cheat on some girl, now he begging to stay, and I make a video about how him on his knees crying, it's narcissistic and it's just love bombing, and his behavior is the only thing that shows his actions has changed. He's only doing it so you don't leave. You know, I'm not trying to hurt that guy on his knees. I'm not trying to hurt his feelings or keep his relationship from coming back together. But I'm speaking about the real behavior. You know what I mean? So likewise, when I broke down the videos between my brother, it was not to hurt her at all. It was to show y'all the truth, and the truth was he wasn't. And we heard the same video. So you can't make it up. I mean, you just can't. If in the video he was abusing her, if she'd have said he said he was gonna leave, and then he pushed me up against the wall, I would have been like, bro, that's wrong. You pushed her. You don't put your hands on nobody. If you don't want to be with somebody, you leave them alone. But you can't make nobody do nothing. You don't own her. She has a father. She has a mother. That's not your child. And I say that to all men when they get mad at a woman for cheating or whatever and think it's okay to end her in her life. And I'd hate for somebody to hurt my daughter because he feel like he could do so because she cheated on him, because she wasn't honest in a relationship. Yo, she's more than your girlfriend. She's more than your wife. If she lied to you in a relationship and she fuck up on her commitments, you leave her, but you don't kill her. You don't hurt her. And I hate when people do that. We think it's okay to do something to somebody because they didn't honor their commitments. And that's why I say we're not healthy enough for relationships, a lot of us, because as soon as somebody lie to you, if you're not prepared mentally for somebody to downright lie to your face, stay out of relationships. If you're not prepared to be cheated on, just stay out of them, because people lie and they're not upfront. And your trust doesn't mean they'll be loyal. And your love for them don't mean they'll treat you right. So you got to go in relationships knowing that people are human, and you got to see their character and see their patterns, and you got to make decisions based on that, not your love for them. Not your love for them. If they're not treating you right now and talking right to you now, don't pursue, don't persist. Don't care how much you like him. I don't care how much you like her. To me, it makes perfect sense to go off their patterns, go off their behaviors now, their past behaviors, not how much you care about this person, because your feelings can lie to you. You can enjoy a really bad thing. Let's be real.
You know, Kevin, sometimes I wonder, why don't her fans question her about her saying that she was going to be an advocate for domestic violence victims? How she said her and her management team were working on something to help women find shelter. What happened to all that? I know so many people that have experienced domestic violence and they continue to tell their story. She doesn't even talk about that anymore.
Yeah, I think if I can answer that question, and I do wonder why they don't ask. But if I could answer that question, I honestly think that's the side of her that's begging to be honest. I think that she knows that by building something like that on a false foundation, I think she fears that. Well, I think that she don't really want to pursue that because she's doing this because she's already told a lie. And she's doesn't want to handle the disgrace of admitting it. But if she builds this foundation and does all this work based off a lie, I think she'll be thinking, I'm only setting myself up for another a horrible exposure because that didn't happen. And I think she really wants to move on from that. I think she just wants to use this for clout. That's all she ever wanted to use it for. And the rest is just promises and proclamations.
So this was literally like a stepping stool for her only.
Yeah, one of the things that guy who was terrorizing me did was act like he was about to start a foundation and they was going to be doing some movement on the ground, getting out here helping people. And so they'll act like they're going to start something and you can be a part of it type of thing. And people like to, tribe up. So if they feel like, they can get close to a person or be in with a person, or somebody's going to start something that benefits them, they might be more likely to be on your side. So I noticed whenever me and him would go at it, he would always act like he was about to do something, and the people who didn't, mess with him wasn't going to be invited, and the people who were could come for free, or just something crazy.
Ooh, beyond me,
I
beyond me.
heard them say something that was telltale though, that they are supporters, and regardless of what she does, they're going to support her. And y'all shouldn't question why they support her. That supporting her is just commenting her and wanting the best for her and sharing her content. That's what support is. I would like to ask them: is support also shaming people's name, lying on them, creating rumors, talking about people's children, calling DSS? Um, is shame all those terroristic things is supporting her, all those terroristic things they've been doing as well, because they're not just following her and supporting her regardless because they want to see her do well. If that were the case, what could we be saying? We're not talking about the people who just support her because she's doing well. We're talking about the people who actually hopping in our inboxes and saying beautiful, hey beautiful, and when you open it, it's like die, go kill yourself, right? That's what we're talking about, stuff like that.
Oh, I've
That's
received those
that's
types of
really more than
messages.
support, right?
I've received those types of messages, and it's very disturbing because I'm like, wow, you guys want me to die because I have an opinion? Okay, wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Say it again.
I said I'm really floored whenever people message me and say things like that because I have an opinion.
Right. You just have an opinion. You just disagree. You just think that it isn't as she said it was, that he didn't physically abuse her. That's all you're saying. Right? And it's like, why does that deserve all the hate you're getting? And it's crazy because all you're saying is the truth, right? And I think anybody can see that, but they're on the other side saying, leave us alone. And that's what's crazy. That's why I'm like, now y'all know this entity really well. So if you ever see it again, it'll be clearly obvious to you. I've seen it before. So I was well prepared for it. Day one, I was well prepared for it. That's why I said my book talks about way more than just wives and husbands and stuff like that. It talks about emotional terrorizing friends and people at work who can be emotional terrorizers. We've always dealt with them in some way. And we didn't know what we were seeing when we saw it because we're honest, because we're deliberate about what we're doing. You don't know what it's like when someone doesn't like you. If they see you walk into a place, like I've worked at places where I just got hired, I walked in, I'm ready to do my job, and people on the sales floor have already made up rumors about me. He full of himself. He think he all of that. So I know how people cannot like you and just start rumors about you because they don't like you. I don't do this to people, but I know people can do that. And you don't know it when you see it because you don't know that. I mean, you don't want to believe it. If that makes sense. You don't want to believe it, but it's true. People will just downright tell a lie and they're willing to, and they'll skew people's view of you. And a lot of times the reason somebody don't treat you right or you can't get close to somebody is causing emotional terrorize and went and lied on your ass. You may never know because they'll build confidence in that person by saying something like, "Don't tell nobody I told you this," but and that's why this person is got you at a distance and all of this stuff, and you won't even know that. You will never know. So I'm like, these people are very harmful. The lies that was told on me was said on a live stream, so I know what happened. But what if he had never told anybody that on live and just went and told different people that in person, and I see them and they looking at me like I'm gay or something? You see what I'm saying? That's mostly
Yeah.
what would happen. It's they don't have no platform to tell it on. They just tell people that damn lie, and they don't have no other choice but to kind of believe it. Like you said, when she said I was gay, you believed it. So imagine somebody come to you and just whisper something in your ear, and then the thing they told you, you're fighting with believing it or not. That's how strong a lie is. That's why you gotta kill it where you see it. And I don't mean the people, but you gotta nip that spirit in the bud. If you tell me something, I'm telling the person exactly who told me. I ain't keeping you out of it. Hell nah. I'm exposing you because you came to me to tell me what somebody so-called said about me. When I am gonna ask them about it. No, don't say nothing. Nah, I am gonna say something, and I'm gonna tell them exactly who the fuck told me. That's what's about to happen. Now, I'm not keeping your name no secret. No, I done seen people like them. So I'm like, I'm not covering you up and protecting you. No, I'm gonna say exactly who told me. That's why people don't tell me shit. People don't come to me and tell me secret because I don't keep them, and I keep them type of people away from me. So um, people are bringing the arrow that somebody shot at you and missed and stabbed that shit in your heart. Talking about, guess what somebody said about you when you wasn't around. Like, and now you're supposed to trust them, and now you treating the other person different because you think they talk about you when you ain't around. Man, you never know when you're being played. You never know when they done plugged into you like Pinocchio and they fucking got you living the life they want you to live. Like them put a spell on you. And now you think you got a problem with somebody. You ain't got no damn problem with that person. They don't even know you. They ain't even thinking about you. Or you ain't thinking about them and they think you got a problem with them. Half the time, half the shit y'all ever been into with some complete stranger you don't know, it probably was somebody like that attached and they keeping secrets. I'm telling you. And I know all of y'all done been through it. I know you have. I know firsthand you done seen that happen before. You was getting along with a person, the next day they acting different. Because somebody done got to them and told them a damn lie. And they not gonna tell you because for some reason they done gained that person's trust.
See, I'll say this. Throughout all the things that they have done to me, to the others that have been doxxed, not once have we retaliated and doxed them back. Not once have we done any of these things. And that speaks volumes as to the types of people that we are versus them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well,
Mm-mm.
listen, guys, it's been good. I'll stay in my lane until further notice. Hopefully this thing dies down. I want to see the best for everybody because that means the best for me. That means the best for my brother, my sisters, my family, best for my brother's children. Um, I wish that for everybody. So until I guess my name is called and I feel like I need to say something, I guess I'll chill out. And if you guys need to holler at me for anything, I will. But I will be reaching out to y'all for my show that I'm going to be having.
Mm. Well, thanks again, Kevin, for always coming with that wisdom, that knowledge, and congratulations again on your new life.
Thank you so much.
Hmm.
I'll talk
Yes,
to you
and may
soon.
it be a healthy pregnancy for your
Yes,
wife.
yes.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate that.
Mm.
I'll talk to y'all soon.
Oh, yes,
Okay, Kevin.
thank
Take
you.
care.
Kathy, thank you for allowing us to be up here as well. To
Yes.
get our, get our thoughts out.
She probably went to sleep like I did.
I don't think so. I think she was pinning comments.
Sweet mom be like, Retta, go to bed.
Oh my gosh, Retta, I'd be like, I wish I had her number so I could just call her, wake her ass up.
Listen, what? I didn't even know I was asleep last night. Something just said, wake up. Oh, shit. Like, do you see how I just started talking again? Like, that was crazy. Uh,
And you fell asleep real fast too.
yo,
I mean, this
I
is
be,
draining. It really is.
mm-mm. Cause before this, I'm usually like, no lie, I'm usually sleep by 9 o'clock, and then but I'm out, at a wedding, I'm drinking, and when you drink that, listen, if you already tired, once you get in your bed and you nice and comfy, listen, you're gonna be out like a light. I was trying to address Sierra. Some told me just go to bed, but I couldn't go to bed without saying something for real. And I couldn't let her slide.
A mess. Wait,
hmm
what is today? Today's Tuesday?
hmm
Okay, just making sure.
Tuesday.
Child, I hope
Yeah, but
Kathy didn't fall asleep.
Jeannie daughter girl was on it. Was you watching it? I mean,
No,
not Jeannie
actually,
daughter. What's
no,
Tamiko daughter was on there, girl.
no, I missed out. I'm missing out on a lot of things.
hmm
Well, as soon as listen, I I woke up and I saw that Kathy was alive. I said, "Ooh, this must be something serious," because her
hmm
going live. Anytime she goes live, I find it to be like there's a reason for her to just hop
hmm
on.
Yeah, cause she
So
don't really go live like that.
yeah,
Or maybe she's opening up more. You know, since the live with Kevin.
true, 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 true.
hmm
And actually, I'm a bit confused, but I saw that Nate had kind of boasted about somebody removing their video, and I said to myself, "Is she talking about Kathy? Did Kathy take her video down earlier?
What
Do you know any of
video?
that?"
I wasn't really. I'll be all over the place. I'll be in and out, but I don't know what video you. Oh, excuse me. Look, my
The
throat is.
interview with Kevin, that they were boasting about how it was down.
No, I think that video's still up there. If I'm not
No, no, I
mistaken.
see it up, but I was confused as to why she was boasting that it was taken down.
Mm-mm.
Maybe she thought it was taken. I don't know. Ain't
Mm-mm.
no way. Ain't no way. Fell asleep. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Well, I think she done went somewhere. I'm about to get off of here. Where
Well,
she at?
I'm gonna have to stay on here because if I get off,
hmm
it's just gonna be Kathy on here, and I don't want to do that to her live.
Yeah. Listen,
All the
I'll be sleep. So I gotta get off. So it wouldn't. I wouldn't do her no good.
Yeah, I just the same with you. Remember how
Oh
you
yeah,
you
yo,
you remember
listen.
how Jay was up there? I think she didn't want to come down because she felt a little,
Yeah, I know. I appreciate
uncomfortable.
that. Yeah, I appreciate that. But
Yeah, we
listen,
were gonna hold you down.
I ain't no good to nobody because I'll be falling, especially if I don't hear nobody talking. Listen, I will be out like a light.
Give me a second. I'm trying to find out if the trash man is coming. Hold on.
hmm
Don't go yet. Hey, Retta. You still there? Retta.
Oh yeah, I'm here. I was yelling upstairs like, who doing all that damn crying? Jeez.
No, the reason why I was like, oh, let me make sure. Um, let me see, because I'm like, I don't know if I call Kathy on Instagram if she'll wake up.
Mm, right.
I mean, at least I have access to read the comments. I just
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know what to even say.
That's movie kid. Who was this little? My daughter got somebody kid over here. He crying. Yummy. Why is he crying like that?
I'm about to read the comments. Kathy, did this stress you out so much that you fell asleep, girl? Child, please, because I let me see.
Oh my God. This is so crazy. This is gonna be awesome to watch. I literally just woke up and see. I don't even know how I do. This is hilarious. I'm gonna laugh at this. She still sleeps. She tired. That good smoke had her. Oh my gosh, Kathy don't fell asleep.
Can I say hi?
Y'all, what happened? This is crazy. How did this even happen? And the fact that this thing just still goes even when you sleeping
Can I say hi,
is
Mama?
crazy to me. It's so crazy.
Okay.
I really fell asleep.
Can I say hi?
Y'all need to understand that it's so hard. I'm not a sleeping person. Shut up, Angel. Y'all, I'm so like I don't get to sleep. I'm like an insomniac and I'm normally up really, really late. And then I guess there's some days and I just like crash. And today was literally one of those days. I done fell asleep on the live. Well, what I missed? Did we have visitors? Did people come visit? What time is it? It's 10:16. Oh my gosh. So what time did this start? Wait, the live has been going for 3 hours and 51 minutes. We still, hey Rebecca. So what happened with the Kevin? Wait, did I fall asleep while I was talking to Kevin, y'all? What happened? Y'all got to catch me up. I'm gonna look back at this in the morning and laugh. I promise you. I done fell. Wait, I'm all alone. I had ladies up here. What done happened? Oh, this is hilarious. Oh goodness. Wait, I got messages. Somebody sent me a chat. Oh, sweet. That was 9:42. Thanks, Angel. For anyone that's like an insomnia, like if you have it, that's why like sometimes I can hop up and I'm active at like 1, 2 o'clock. Cause like I really don't sleep. So for me to be able to just pass out, oh, that was awesome. I needed that. I had big plans this evening too. What happened? Did Kevin in the was he still talking, y'all? I have not gotten some good rest in I don't know how long. That nap felt good. I don't even know what time I went down. I'm gonna have to watch this. I was asking questions and everything. Hey Aries, oh wow, I came back to see if she woke up. Oh wait, was I snoring? Does it show that? Okay, Angel. Okay, so no, Kevin was gone. It was Sweet Ma and Ready. I hope I wasn't snoring. This is awesome, y'all. I don't fell asleep. This is amazing. Oh, I'm reading the note. Sweet Ma was so concerned. Look at this. I gotta look at these. This is an excellent show. Y'all held it down. Oh, Hercules said Sweet Ma held it down. She gonna wake up and be like, I'm the only one on this mark. Oh. All right, I gotta let people know that oh yes, the snoring was a lot. Angel, no. Absolutely not. Oh. Okay, on that note, y'all, I'ma just politely exit. I love y'all. And oh, okay, thanks, Angel. Because I was about to say I can get down if I wanted to. Where's my other phone? This is crazy. Oh my goodness, I have so many messages. This is horrible. All right, y'all. I'm safe. I'm okay. I'm so sorry. But I needed that nap. I need to watch it again, just like I had to watch Kevin's live again, because clearly I didn't even know what happened then. I'm so tired of me having to watch my own lives. This is pitiful, y'all. This is pitiful. Put a fork in me. She is done. You hear me? Oh, oh, look at that. Nene Leakes is going to be in a music video. Good for her. It's about time she does something. All right. I love you. Yeah, I'm going to call her, Angela. I'm doing that now because I literally, I feel horrible. I love y'all. Y'all know my lives. I start off one way and then it goes a totally another direction. So this is another one for the books. I think you guys are amazing. I really do. Thank y'all. Night night. Thank you so much, Angel. You're a blessing for filling me in and catching me up. Love y'all. Until tomorrow.